And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We're live, man. Bringing in JB from behind the bench to talk about this topic, man. I want to get into this topic about the 2009 2010 Lakers. Also, I want to talk about Kobe's impact on making his teammates better. So what you got, JB? What's going on?
Oh, what's up, KB, man? How's it going, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Chilling like a villain. You know what I'm
Good,
saying?
good.
I'm trying to get these people to put their baby oil down and tune into
Oh,
the stream.
oh, man. See, you have to watch out for them cats, boy.
Yeah, man. Hey, they get you, man. No more parties, man.
Yeah, he can get real ugly down the road there.
Hey, hey, man, don't you think like there should be a purchase limit on baby oil?
Oh, most definitely, especially for grown men.
Yeah, man.
I
So
don't have no. I don't have no. Nah, this shit, baby oil. Nah, I ain't got no. Nah, I don't do that. Nah, I don't do that one. Nah. Mm,
yeah, man. But yeah, we wanna I wanna discuss on the stream. Kobe's impact on making his teammates better because, there's a myth. What's up, big dog, man? There's a
nah, they
myth
big
that,
dog.
yeah, there's a myth that Kobe didn't make his teammates better, that he was just selfish and all this and that. And I brought up this 2009 team as a point of reference. Now, there's other teams, right, that we can mention and other rosters and stuff. Um, but this team was the most fun. Like me and you both agree on that. This team was the most fun roster that I think we had.
Oh yeah, man. That was I'll never forget that season, man. From the beginning to the end, man. It was just it was an honor to watch that team all the way through, man. I mean, I'm talking about all the way through. You know, I kept up, just everything about it, man. And
Yeah,
it was really a perfect season. You really couldn't ask for nothing better.
yeah, yeah. And the thing about that season is we had a lot to prove. We had a lot to prove that year.
Yep.
We just got our ass kicked in six in the NBA Finals. Um, we came back with a vengeance. Trevor Ariza came back stronger and better than before. Pau Gasol came back ready to win, ready to get his first chip. And Bynum, uh, he was somewhat healthy that year.
Yeah, I remember that stretch, man. I think for about like a 5 game stretch. Andrew Bynum. That was like around. That's right before he got injured again.
Yeah,
And both times he got injured versus the Grizzlies. And that second time, Kobe accidentally rolled up on the back of his leg.
mm,
But for about a 2 week stretch, he was beasting, man. He was averaging like I know he bet like 20. I remember that game against the Clippers. He had like 40, like he dropped like a 44 piece on him. I
yeah,
said, that's like man, he was drafted. So if he would have became like that consistently,
yeah. If he
that
would
I
have been that,
mean he was beasting.
yeah. And I think that's the thing with Andrew Bynum is that um, he really developed after Kobe's prime. He started really taking off after Kobe's prime was nearing its like the end part.
Yeah, yeah,
And but man, if he didn't suffer those injuries, I think he probably could have got to that level earlier.
yep.
Those injuries really set him back, you know, from his personal achievements as a player. And I know later on he became the second best. You could argue he was a little bit better than Dwight as far as skill. Um,
That's
back then.
that's
You
why
know,
I was kind of upset when we traded him
yeah,
for Dwight Howard because I'm like, first of all, he was coming off, first ever All Star season. Like I said, he was playing on par. with Dwight Howard. Now Dwight Howard more athletic, and all that stuff, but
Yeah,
Bynum played with a little more. He had a little more like of a mean streak in him, man. Like he wasn't gonna take it off nobody.
yeah,
Dwight
yeah.
Howard don't have it all the time. He like to play around a lot, and so when we traded for Howard, and Bynum didn't. Like I said, I believe in the philosophy. If a player show they want to play for your franchise, you don't trade that player away. I just believe
I will say this though,
Mhm.
something that made me upset, and I don't know if it was the media just making stuff up, but they did say Kareem offered to work out with him and he turned it down. You remember that report?
No, no, I remember that. No, I remember.
How true was that?
I think. I mean, you know, I think it was kind of like he was coming to his own. So he's probably feeling, they say you feel himself a little bit. And he probably thought at that point that, he first ever All Star season, he probably felt he didn't need that. But I mean,
Yeah,
I would turn Kareem down. I would turn him down. But
yeah.
other than that, I think he was averaging like 18 and 12 that year. And,
Mm-hmm.
and his numbers, I mean, as far as his production was right there with Dwight Howard. So when we traded for Howard, I was, and Bynum kind of let himself go after that.
Yeah,
He kind of let himself go, and then I think he played for Philly. He got traded to Philadelphia, and then I think he got traded somewhere else or played somewhere else, and that's pretty much it. But I
yeah,
think he would have stayed in L.A. You know, hopefully he would have overcame them injuries, and he'd have been a staple of the franchise.
yeah. That Laker team specifically, it brought in the height, the Bynum and Gasol as like the towers, and it gave us a height advantage that we didn't have before.
Yep.
Gave us a low post and high post presence, man, and they did their thing. But I want to talk about uh Kobe's ability to make teams better because I keep hearing, especially from other guys, who come on the stream and challenge me. Hey, LeBron played with. First of all, let me ask you a question. What do you think about Drew Gooden? Was Drew Gooden trash?
Drew Gooden averaged the same points per game average as Lamar Odom, about 14 a game.
Yep.
He got about 7, 8 rebounds a game. He wasn't no trash. He was a darn good player to me. I mean, for his role, no, he was good. He was solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when I look at this is the thing, and I compared LeBron's team in '07 to Kobe's team, right? And of course, Gasol is a better player, straight up than Big Z and um, but it's not by far. I don't think it's by far. He's a more skilled player. He's a better player. We're not gonna argue that, right?
Right.
But as far as um the other talents, right? The Luke Waltons, the Jordan Farmars, who like these guys are good players, right? But the Chris Mims, like any other team in the league, bro, they're not starting. They're not playing. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it just kind of pisses me off when people try to overhype our team. Our team had chemistry, and our team built that chemistry because of leadership.
Well, if you look at that team and everything you say was 100% fact. First of all, if you look at the talent that LeBron and Kobe had during that time, from 2005, '05 to '07, overall, Cleveland had more talent than the Lakers. And then we brought in Gasol, compared to what Cleveland had in, let's say, '08 and '09. I say, yeah, about that '09, '10. I would say for about a season and a half, equal talent. And then '10, when Cleveland brought in Shaq, and they brought in even more shooters, Jamario Moon, Antonio Parker, Anthony Parker. And then they bring in Anton Jameson. I mean, they
Yeah,
they they damn near triple stacked their team.
and
They have
and,
more
and,
talent
and
than
I
the Lakers.
and I want to add to this too, because a lot of these guys who come on here. They make it whenever I bring up Cleveland Cavaliers Shaq, right? Now we know he wasn't Lakers Shaq or Orlando Shaq but he was still good. Like he wasn't washed. Like they tried to make it seem, oh, Shaq was done. Shaq wasn't done.
He was
Not
coming
at
off an
that
All
time.
Star season.
You said what?
He was coming off an All Star season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they try to make it seem like I watched it, right? Me and you watched it. So we're like, yo, that nigga wasn't done. He still was a good player. He won't the same, but he still was he still was a good player in the league.
Nope.
And then you had Antoine Jameson, who was just coming off averaging 22.
22. They
You
they
had a shooter. You had shooters all over the place, man.
you had him. You still had Mo Williams. You still had Delonte West. You had Anthony Parker, Jamario Moon. You still had Booby.
Yeah,
Still had Booby. And then they brought in They traded Ilgauskas to get Jameson, and then mysteriously the Wizards waived Ilgauskas before the season's end, and then he re-signed with Cleveland right before the playoffs start, which is supposed to be against league rules, but that's a whole
yeah,
nother story.
yeah. It's crazy. What's up, Zeddy? What's up, Zeddy? But see, here's the thing, though, right? When we talk about those rosters, right? And I mentioned guys like Ronnie Turiaf, DJ Benga, right? When I mention guys like Slava Menfendenko, when I mention guys like Chris Mim, when I mention guys like, you know, people forget Chris Mim used to be on the Cavs. They were when they were at one of the worst teams in the league, and then he ended up on the Lakers as a starter.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about that. Think about that. Kobe led that team to the playoffs, man. Now let's think about it, right? No disrespect to the players I'm about to name, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's think about let's go back to uh the '06 season, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Smush Parker at point, right? Who was talented, right? He was talented and he was athletic. And he played defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was by yeah, Pavlovich too. What up, Kelvin? But he Smush was tough. Smush was tough as far as a defender, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on any other team, he wouldn't be starting. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We had who else? Maurice Evans. We had
Oh yeah.
uh Kwame Brown, who played good defense, rebounding, but he's more of a support player, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a good role player, right? Like we had guys who we appreciate them as Laker fans, right? But when you compare them, right, and you say, "Damn, bro, we made the playoffs." Think about this,
Yeah.
and people actually expected Kobe to beat the Suns. Now those guys played well, right? They overachieved, right?
Yeah.
Because they worked hard, right? And this is the biggest compliment I'm gonna give to those guys. Those guys worked their asses off.
That's why I say that 016. I felt more of a connection with that team, even though they was undermanned.
Hmm.
But like you said, you gave you 150% effort. So that team will always stand out, for fans who was supporting them at that time. I have more connection with that team than what's going on right now. That's
Yeah,
another story.
okay, so let's sidetrack, right? Because I know you've seen this shit. Matter of fact, I think you posted it in one of the groups. It said it compared the 2024 Lakers, right,
Mm-hmm.
to the damn Wizards, bro. To the the 2000s Wizards, bro. What do you think about that nonsense? We gonna get back on topic, but I just gotta ask you.
But the thing is, man, it's the same team that they said was going to win it all last year. They pumped it up, and like I said, I said a million times, Rob Pelinka, we love Rob. Rob for president. He pulled a rabbit out of his hat. Houdini. You know what I'm saying? He should be voted executive of the year. 365 days later, he don't know what he's doing. They're incompetent. They
Hmm.
run it like a mom and pop store. It's the same helter skelter reaction every year. It's the same. It's helter skelter out
No
there,
matter what, too.
no
Like
matter what.
they're stuck on the storyline because when the season started last year, I recorded it because I said, "Nah, I'm gonna document this shit this year. You niggas ain't gonna be able to pull this off this year." They still pulled it off. They still came up with some type of excuse because think about it. In the beginning of the year, Darvin Ham came out and said LeBron was playing his great. He looked like a young LeBron, right? Remember he said that he looked like young LeBron, and AD was ready to go. Austin Reeves was part of the
Oh,
big
I
three.
remember that. They were talking about all this stuff, talking about they won Denver on opening night. Denver got the ring. They blew them out by 19 points. And the crowd was like, who's your daddy?
Yeah, yeah.
See,
So
all that chatter, man, that's their front runners mentality. You go up in there, man, you don't show no. I ain't saying you ain't supposed to be confident, but you can tell when someone just chattering and jibber jabbing out there.
yeah,
Man, Denver out there laughing and shit, man. They celebrating that ring and they still blow them out. Who's your daddy?
and so talent wise, right? Talent wise, if when you look at the team, we got two superstars. So no matter what, we should be better than the Wizards, bro. The 2000s Wizards.
And I'm glad you brought up the Wizards. Also, Darvin Ham. See, one thing you can't do in this situation is ride that wave because you will get snake bit. So you may as well be honest. You may as well be real. You may get
Hmm.
pushback, but you're gonna feel better about yourself. You ride that wave, and next thing you know, man, you're gonna be fired.
Out
Okay,
the damn door with all
out
the
the damn
blame.
door. You be thrown right under the bus. But I'm glad he's back in Milwaukee. That's where he should have been at the whole time. But now he's back where he's supposed to be. Now, for all the fans who may be listening, tuning in, that may be pro LeBron and all this stuff. The reason why the Washington Wizards at the time Michael Jordan was operating as vice president of basketball operations. Now, actually, I take that back. President of operations.
Yeah.
The team was lagging as far as ticket sales. They couldn't fill the seats,
Hmm.
so they asked Jordan. They said, "Hey, I'm just kind of rounding up, you know." And Jordan wanted to get that last little desire to play basketball because he retired again when the Bulls broke the team up, and he said he wasn't gonna play there without Phil Jackson, you know, in the
Yeah.
rest of the team, which he should be lauded for that, but they try to mock him for it.
Can I
But
can I say something real quick before you
mm-hmm,
continue?
mm-hmm,
The way the media is portraying it, they're portraying it as if Jordan has something to prove at that time. And I get it. He had something to prove as far as to himself if he could come back and play against the younger guys.
right.
But besides that, he was already Jordan. Like he was already considered the greatest player ever by a lot of people. So he really didn't need that shit.
He didn't need it. And like he said, I still got they can't take my 6 championships away. So they asked him and said, if you come and play, then we will reward you with minority ownership in the team, like vested ownership in the team.
Hmm.
So he said, okay, we'll agree to it. And he played 2 years. It wasn't about trying to win a championship.
Hmm.
That's it was more like if they happen to get to the playoffs, it was more like what Jordan was trying to do is show these young players what it takes to compete in this league. And
Yeah.
the fact that he was the best player on the team, like Jerry Stackhouse, he was a solid player, but he never met expectation. And
Man, these fools, these
Jordan was
fools
out
are out
playing him
here.
in practice. Jordan
JB,
was killing them in practice. They didn't like that.
JB,
Uh huh.
these fools is out here comparing Jerry Stackhouse to Anthony Davis. These
Ah,
fools is ignorant as hell. Bro, I was reading the comment section of ESPN. I said, bro, these
man,
niggas is clowns.
man, man. Let me tell you something. Uh, Stackhouse. By the time he left Philadelphia, he was a solid player at best. And I'm just talking about the way his career played out. He was
Hmm.
rookie of the year. I remember he's rookie of the year '95, coming out of North Carolina. And then when AI came in, Philadelphia, it became AI's team. And then
Hmm.
Jerry Stackhouse, he went on elsewhere. He never met the expectation that was expected out of him when he was drafted into the league. But now he wasn't nowhere close to Anthony
But
Davis.
he could ball. Like, don't get it twisted, y'all. Y'all listening? Like, Jerry Stackhouse could
No,
play
he was
basketball.
solid.
Yeah, he could ball, but he was
And he wasn't no
borderline
AD
all
dog.
star. Like,
No,
he
he
was on
wasn't
the
no AD dog.
yeah,
No,
he won't AD. Y'all need to stop with that shit, man. I couldn't
it,
believe my eyes. I said, well, these niggas just don't care about the truth.
I'm telling you, man, they had Jahidi White, they had Ty Lue,
Popeye Jones.
Popeye Jones. It was Eaton Thomas.
Yeah,
And then he brought in Christian Laettner. Christian Laettner was by that time he was an age
he was a
player, but he
wash.
was he was never a superstar.
Yeah,
Then he brought in, I believe, he brought didn't he bring in Oak for a minute there, Oakley? So he
yeah.
started bringing in,
Oakley
guys
played for
that
a little bit.
I think he played there for a moment. Then he brought in Hubert Davis because he liked that
Yeah,
North Carolina connection.
yep.
It wasn't about trying to pursue no title.
It paid off for him too because he ended up getting ownership.
Yep.
He ended up selling his stake and making a lot of money.
I'm
So it
telling you, man,
paid
this
off
media.
business wise.
Yep. I'm telling you, this media, man, they are so obsessed with trying to push LeBron James pad to the top, man. It's like they'd have thrown all credibility out the window, man.
I guess you
They,
have to
that's the
because
only way they can do it.
yeah. I guess they said fuck it.
And that's basically what
We
they
gonna
said.
go all in.
We gonna go virtual. We don't want reality. We just gonna go virtual. That's somebody they had a board meeting or something. New cats rolled up in there, man. Said, "Okay, man, forget it." Like you said, F it, man. We just go, hey, if we look stupid and look, helter skelter, so be it.
Hey, I'm glad I was born back then, man, because they probably would have tricked me.
Now, you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, man, they done misled people to such a degree, man. It's like the clip is right there, man. The clip is right there. It's just
Man, I ain't about to have no conversations with these people about like they want us to debate dumb shit. I ain't got time.
think about it. He go to the Wizards, man. It wasn't like the team was winning 17, 18 games before he got there,
Hmm.
before Jordan played for them.
Hmm.
It wasn't like Jordan lead us to the promised land. It wasn't even like that. When they brought this dude to the Lakers, they was already under the hex. Win
Yeah.
now, you know. You only got a small room to get it done. That's losers talk. That's a loser mentality.
And I had to just ask you about that because I seen that shit earlier. And I was like, man, you see how they tried to exclude Kobe from the people who won 5 championships?
Man, them niggas, man. I'm
They
telling you, man.
sad with it.
I'm telling
They intimidated, bro. I'm telling you, it's intimidation.
you. They tried every trick in the book.
And the fans, and see, this the thing. He got so much love, the fans put his ass right back in there. You see all in the comment section, where's Kobe? Fuck this shit.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
He got too much love, bro. But see, this the thing, right? That shit ain't gonna work, bro. They could try. That shit ain't gonna work.
Nah, they ain't gonna hold no water.
That shit ain't gonna. But okay, so let's get back to Kobe as far as his impact on individual teammates, right? Because I always argue this. When you look at people and you go down the line of people who had their best years, the players that Kobe played with, a lot of them have their best years with Kobe, right? Derek Fisher, best years with Kobe, right?
Shaq.
Shaq, best years with Kobe. Pau Gasol, best years with Kobe. Um, Luke Walton, best years with Kobe. Smush Parker, even though he don't like Kobe, best years with Kobe. Kwame Brown, best year. Well, you could argue a little bit of the Wizards, best years with Kobe though, for in my opinion, because he went to the playoffs and had a couple of some double doubles, things like that. Um, you had and it's not the fact that because Kobe's leadership style was different, right? It wasn't a helping hand type leadership style. It was more of a we gonna work. There was an expectation of greatness, or to not of greatness from you, but to get the best out of you. I want to see the best that you got. You might not be like me, right? You might not be as great as me, but I want to see the best that you got. I'm gonna push you, to your limits.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that, man, he got them dudes to perform, especially in '09, bro. You look at Jordan Farmar was ready. Even though he wasn't that talented, he didn't back down.
No, it's beautiful how you putting it, man. When I think about this season, what I love about it, man, is that, like you said, we got blasted in that game six versus Boston, and I felt that, man, for about a month. I felt it, man, because it was like, you know, it was more like, okay, right after that loss, Kobe does the interview, the presser, press interview, and he say, "I'm proud of my guys and what we accomplished this year, but for us to take that next step, he didn't throw nobody under the bus. He didn't say we need
Hmm.
this, we need a shooter, we need another big, or, another score come off the bench. That's why it was so beautiful. He
Yeah.
said we need to be more physical and to get better on defense. And he set the tone right there. So in my mind, I said a year from now, we're gonna be champions in the NBA. Because he set the tone right then and there. And it carried over through the all season. They didn't make no all season moves. Other than I think they drafted the young Asian player. I think his name was Sun Yu.
Yeah, son,
Uh,
he's in this photo. You probably can't see him. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
2009 team. But
and
yeah,
I like the man. I like a player from Asia. You root for him to do good and stuff. You know.
point guard too.
Yep. Yeah. I think he was about like was he like about 6'7",
Like,
something like that.
yeah, like 6'8", 6'8".
Yeah. Yeah. He was a tall guy.
Yeah.
So we drafted him, but we didn't make no free agent move, nothing like that. And that's what I loved about it. We're gonna come back with the same squad
Hmm.
and we're gonna get it done. Period. You know, you didn't see these sports shows talking about, oh man, the front office is crap and all this stuff. Mitch Kupchak don't know what he doing and blase blase. It wasn't no excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he set the tone, man. I said, we're gonna be champions next year. I was so ready for the season to start. And then you watching training camp, you watching the interview, you seeing how everybody preparing, man. It was like what I love about what Kobe did for their team is, like you said, the way he led.
Hmm.
I found myself rooting for Jordan Ford, rooting
Yeah.
for Bruce of the machine. They call the machine Sasha
Yep. The
WT.
machine. Yep.
And that was a cold nickname, by the way. I love that nickname,
Oh
the
yeah.
machine. And then Luke Walton,
Yep.
Josh Powell, even DJ Mabinga. He didn't get a lot of clock, but you rooted for him, man,
He
because
was a fan favorite.
he was a fan
Like
favorite.
yeah.
DJ Mabinga, you know. So it allowed you to root for everybody, man. And
Yeah.
that wasn't no super team. You know, uh, Paul Gasol, he was the perfect complimentary post player for Kobe, but he didn't average no 20 points a game. He averaged about 18 and a half.
Yeah. About 18. But even back then, 18 was pretty good.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, and he also provided the floor spacing that Kobe needed in order to, get the attention off of him
Yep.
as much. Because guys were triple teaming him before that.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I just think about, like I said, man. Him and Phil Jackson were in sync with each other, man. Kobe was like a coach on the floor, and then Luke Walton, man. He had a very high value, man, because they said outside of Kobe, he understood
Mm-hmm.
the triangle better than anybody else on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably one of the reasons why Golden State hired him. Down the road to be an assistant coach of theirs, and then we brought him on to be our head coach. A couple
Yes,
years
sir.
later after that. But they said, man, he has a great understanding of offense.
But what's interesting with Luke is Luke doesn't have a high basketball IQ.
Yep.
He understands the game, like because and partially it's because of his father, R.I.P. to the late great Bill Walton. Like
Yeah.
his dad understood the game, and you could tell Luke was thinking out there. As far as his playmaking and how to create opportunities for his teammate, because that's where he really shined. You
Yep.
know, he would create at times he would create something that wasn't there just based off his gifts of passing.
Yep.
Um, but let's speak about Kobe's impact on Vujicic, his relationship with the machine, because he pushed that dude in practice.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
He
Yeah.
used to get on his ass.
Yeah, he toughened them up.
He toughened him up. He got that guy, you know, to stop crying. I remember Kwame was talking on his live stream, and he said, "Man, Sasha used to cry all the goddamn time." And Kobe walked up to him and told him, "Stop crying about the fucking foul. They not gonna take it back."
Right. Right.
but but that type of stuff is what guys need to hear sometimes, because you get in the mood that everybody just dropping their shoulders and stuff. Nah, we gotta keep playing.
Yep.
We gotta keep going. This is war. He wanted to see who are the guys he could go to war with, and Sasha didn't crack. And Kobe was very physical with him. He didn't crack.
Oh no, no, it was kind of like a well, yeah, I guess like a big brother to Vujicic. I could say that. I could say that.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I could say that. Yeah, it's just, man, it was just such a, like I said, man. I just think about the 010 was special too because they
Yeah,
repeated, but the 09, man, like I said, they won 65 games. I remember they started the season off 8-0,
yeah.
and
A mission. That's a mission
that's the
statement, bro.
mission statement. And then every significant game during that season, beating Boston on Christmas Day, the 7-0 Grammy road trip. They
Yep.
won every significant game that year, man, and that's what you call a championship run, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, even they suffered a setback with the Bynum injury, but they just
Mhm.
kept on rolling. Everybody stepped up, and
And when he got back, he came back right back into the fold. He
yep,
came back seamless. It was
yep,
seamless.
the same.
And then and so I want you to speak on what Kelvin is saying, because Farmar was huge in game 3 in
Oh yeah, 'cause
2000.
that was because he had to start because Fisher got suspended after damn near knocking out Scola with the elbow. Yeah,
Hey, Fish was tough
he
though.
he
I
hit
like
he
that.
hit Scola so hard he scored his own forehead, dog. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Fish was
he
tough.
knocked Scola in the air, dog. You know, it was funny though. It was fun, but that series versus Houston in that
Yeah,
second round, that was that was reminiscent to the Bulls going against the Knicks in '92, win 7 games. It was that level of physical play,
that
you
was
know,
tough. That
and
was
that
tough
was a tough grind out play out series, man. You
because
know,
you had elite defenders. You had Shane Battier, and then you had Ron Artest.
Woo.
Woo, bro. The and then you had Aaron. Like, let's talk about Aaron Brooks for a second.
Oh man, he was giving like remember the interview that Phil Jackson gave at the game. So he said, "Man, give him some effing credit." Yeah, he said, "Give him some effing credit." This is we ain't playing no Rudy poop out there.
That motherfucker, Aaron Brooks, was balling. I said,
Nah, he was. Yeah.
We
Yeah, that was
struggled, and I was scared because we struggled against those guards who were quick.
yep.
I was scared, man. I thought we were gonna get that one, man, because
And
that shit, this motherfucker turned into somebody else.
then you had Kyle Lowry. You had a young Kyle Lowry,
Yep.
the pit bull from Villanova. So that was a tough. Then of course you had Yao Ming.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Jordan Foreman in that game three, man, he stepped up for. I think he had like 16 points, something like that.
Hmm.
He played good defense, man, and we got that game three, regained home court. But it went the distance, man.
Yeah.
Houston was a tough team.
He was always ready. Jordan was always ready, man.
Yep.
And that's one thing he always gets my respect, man, because no matter what, his minutes were here and there, but no matter what, man, he came to put it on the line, man. He ain't cry. He just
Nah, he was
played.
tough. He was tough, man.
Yeah.
And see, I remember the year before, uh, Sports Illustrated did an article on the Lakers bench when they called them, they dubbed them the bench mob. We
The
had the bench
bench
on bench
mob,
and league.
yeah, yes,
And that
sir.
was a cold nickname too, the bench mob. I said, damn, that's tight. You know.
Hell yeah.
And
People
they
don't
talk,
remember that, JB.
oh man,
People people don't remember that.
I got the article. I still got it right
Mhm.
now. I
Yep.
got it right now. Sports Illustrated article. I still got that right now. And
I think a lot of Kobe's chips, like, it get lost in time, and nobody goes back to reenact, like, to reimagine and say, well, what was the time frame? Because you had to live during that time to understand the bench mob. You
oh
had you
man,
had to experience it.
I like joint the joint said Trevor Reza credit Bean's mentorship all the time. That's right. That's right. And but
Yeah.
yeah, that bench mob, man, because you had Formore, Vujacic, Walton, Powell.
Yep.
I forgot Ronnie Turiaf. We can't forget Turiaf.
Ronnie Turioff,
We
man,
can't forget
fan favorite.
Turiaf.
Another fan favorite.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, see, what was beautiful about that team, I don't think that team, like, we had, how can I put this? It's different between having like a stacked squad and a real championship team. A
Hmm.
real championship team where everybody know they role. Everybody. Sometimes you be stacking the deck, man. Cats be getting confused out there. And they be looking all out of place. Ain't no chemistry. But that '09 Lakers championship team, they had picture perfect chemistry.
Yes, yes, and that's the thing, and the reason why they played so hard to so well together is because those practices, man.
Yep.
Man, those practices, man, with being on your ass, and then you have Phil Jackson make the structuring the shit.
Man. Yeah.
Man.
I'm getting tingles just thinking about it, man, because like I said, when they went on that Grammy road trip, man, they played that game in Cleveland. That's the game where Odom he probably had his best game ever as a Laker.
Yeah.
He went nuts in that game.
What he had 18 rebounds. He was balling that
He
game.
was because he was matched up against JJ Hickson, and
Yeah.
Hickson didn't want none of that day.
Shout out to
And,
JJ Hickson. Shout out to JJ Hickson, man.
I think he was the runner up, the rookie of the year, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yep.
he was a good player, but
Hmm.
Kobe was sick that day. But
Yeah.
he hit that raindrop shot over LBJ, man. That shit was crazy, dog.
Yeah. Hey,
You know.
speaking about guys like JJ Hickson, what about guys like Josh Powell? Remember Josh Powell
Oh yeah,
as
that's fine.
well?
Yeah.
Yeah, NC State. Yes, sir.
Nah, he gave us some good minutes, man, when he was out there, man. It was just like I said, man. Like I can't recall any stories about any beef between teammates or coaches. Man, that was a perfect season, man. I ain't talking about as far as not losing the game. I'm just talking about they was on a mission. You
Yeah.
know, in the seat of like Paul Gasol, he stepped up. Because he didn't play good in the finals versus Boston. He stepped up, man,
Hmm.
and Kobe toughened him up. And we got Fisher, but Trevor Reza, man, Trevor Reza,
Trevor Ariza was a monster, bro. I love
man,
his first of all, he was super athletic. And then
man,
and then and then he was tough on defense. He gave He gave us. I think if we, man, to be honest with you, I think if we were healthy, we would have beat Boston. We took them six
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We sure did.
with a yeah with a hurt Ariza. We took them six.
And I'm telling, and you didn't really start hearing the term 3 and D wing really until Ariza, you know, improved as a player and contributed to that championship run. That's when you started hearing the term, really started hearing that term 3 and D wing. But
Hmm.
I was so disappointed, man, when he left and signed with Houston because he wanted more money. But he wound up
Yeah.
signing with the same amount of money for Houston that the Lakers offered him. I wish they could have worked that out.
Oh man, if we would have kept the Ariza, man, I
Oh,
think
we'd
he
have been set.
yeah, because the thing is that he offered the shooting too, like a little bit of perimeter shooting as
Yep.
well, and he was more athletic, like up and down. Like we were able
Right.
to run with the Reza and our young guys, because
Yep.
we had Shannon Brown too, who was able to get up the court
Oh yeah,
real
Channing.
quick.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, Shannon Brown was a highlight, bro.
Oh man, that was really the only move that we made this season, bringing in Shannon Brown.
Yep,
To
yep,
come off the bench. Other than that, I mean, we was rolling, but to really solidify that bench and, like I said, provide some energy or some good defensive possessions or whatnot, or some athletic moments, But yeah, man, I know we brought our test on, and once he got here,
yeah,
I rooted for him, but I think Ariza, like you said, Artest was more lateral defense.
yeah,
Ariza can. It is Ariza, man, because when he got to Houston, once he really settled down, we played a lot of years in Houston. He really contributed to what they were trying to do over
yeah,
the years, and I just wish he, would have stayed with the Lakers, man. But man,
yeah.
I remember what he was doing because he made two big plays
Mm-hmm.
in that series, the Western Conference Final versus Denver. He made
Yep.
two huge plays on defense.
And the thing about the reason is that I'm actually happy now that I look back at it. I was upset before, just like you. He got paid, man. He got to feed his family, man. He got to feed
Yep,
his family. He
yep,
ate off that Houston deal.
yep.
So I think the Lakers they were looking elsewhere, but I'm just glad he got the
Oh yeah,
support.
I'll always see when they brought him back, the 21-22 squad when they try to go all decade mode. I didn't want it, I didn't want it to be part of that, man. 'Cause I knew that team was gonna flame out. You know,
Yeah,
that team wasn't no good, man. And even though they try to, Kendrick Perkins, talking about they gonna win 70 games. I said, yeah, they gonna win 70 games over 2 years, dog. They not finna win 70 this year.
I couldn't see him winning no championship. Like, to be honest with you, I looked at the roster. I said, man, they don't fit. I understand like LeBron and Westbrook just don't fit together.
Oh, wait a minute, KB. Kelvin just brought up, man, that TNT
Yeah,
game
yep,
between the Lakers and Boston. Both teams brought their A game, man. That's one of the greatest games I've ever saw in my life.
yeah,
Both teams brought it, man. I mean, KG was
yep,
on point, Rondo, Pierce, Allen.
yep.
It was,
Shit
it,
was mayhem.
man. That's what you call that's what you call NBA basketball, dog. That was, man, and we beat them in Boston
We
in
beat them in
overtime
Boston.
when Gasol blocked Allen shot in the end,
Uh huh.
and then Fisher pumped his fist.
But
Man,
that was important. That was important for us
yep,
because they kicked their ass.
yep,
So for us to get that, and then we got them in 010, and we closed them off. The best thing, we closed them off at home.
yep.
Oh, that was the best thing ever.
That was special, man. That was special.
Yeah,
But
that was
yeah,
special.
man. But yeah, man, Kobe, man. To like I said, man. Uh, they didn't want him winning them fourth and fifth championships, dog, and that's why they shut him on down, man. When they blocked their Chris Paul trade, they said, "Nah, man, you ain't finna win no more." And yeah, I mean,
Cause
you can tell that's what they
yeah,
were thinking. That was the motivation behind blocking that trade.
You know, he's never played with an elite point guard. Like
Nope.
like we know Steve Nash was 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like he was older and
Yeah.
he could never stay on the court. So he didn't play with him really cuz he missed like 30 something games. But like if well he missed more than that. He missed let's see how long was Steve Nash with the Lakers? 2 3 years?
I think you like about 4 years. I think was it 4 years?
4? I thought it was 2, like 2 or 3.
Maybe it was three. Maybe it was
Cuz it was like
probably three.
cuz he got you know he the first year he saw some minutes but he didn't stay on the court. The second year he just ain't play. Like that motherfucker he played like 10 games or some shit like that.
Well, I
Um
remember when they first brought me, then they got Dwight Howard, and he used to play 8 preseason games. They didn't win one preseason game. I see.
we got
After
I
two
asked
games, I said, "Nah, that team. I said that team ain't finna win."
that damn Princeton offense.
Oh man, and then Mike Brown, man, he bred that down. Yeah, he had Gasol out there shooting corner threes.
The
Man.
Princeton stuff. So what do you think about this, right? Oh yeah, that's 60. That's 60 in the garden. But that was '08, I believe. Yeah, that was '08, I think. When Kobe dropped that 60. Yo, what up, DFJ? What up, man? Appreciate the love, man. Rap God Reloaded. What's up? Yeah, it hurt. It hurt joint to joint. Yeah, Carlos Boozer was a good teammate. But you know, I ain't gonna get into that. '09 was special. Kelvin says '09 was a special season. And then the parade ending in the Coliseum Classic.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
man,
People were dancing and all that, man. And I think Fisher was like doing the Dougie or something.
man. Oh my god! And then Phil Jackson had the X cap on, like a Malcolm X cap. It had
Mm.
the Roman numeral X on there, you know. And they had the Lakers court out there. The Lakers court out there in uh, midfield, with the Coliseum, and they did a 1, 2, 3 ring.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man. Oh man, I'm
A
telling
true
you,
team.
guys.
A true team. They had the leader, they had the second in command, they had the coaching, they had the
Man,
roster construction. Just everybody came to play. And this is what Kelvin said Ariza made huge shots. And the thing is that all the credit to him for working hard and busting his ass. Because how many years was Ariza in the league? He wasn't in the league that long.
mm-mm. 'Cause I know we got him from Orlando. Because
Yeah,
I had never really heard of him, man. But he just sometimes you can look at somebody, man. They got a demeanor about them, man. And
yeah.
yeah, I was like, you know, yeah, we missed him in the finals in '08, and then Bynum didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
He had that knee injury, But
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Like so. Yeah, Ariza had clutch steals in Denver. Yeah, we just talked about that classic game. Yes,
and
That's a long ass name. Sincere. Let me see if I can say this. Sincere Sentinel of Sentience and Sapience. I don't know what you are, bro, but let's read this. I recently watched the classic Lakers versus Spurs 2001. Kobe had a mean double double, scored 45, 5 dunks, and had 10 rebounds. Oh yeah, Kobe was on he was on some Jordan shit. He
that
was on the tear, bro.
that's when Kobe had the Kobe fro.
Yeah.
And he did, man. He took that whole team. He destroyed that whole roster, dog. You
Yep.
know, and that's what Shaq said. When you playing with the best player in the world, you know, you make the game easy. And Shaq meant that.
Yeah.
Shaq didn't just say that just to be, selling wolf tickets, man. When
Yeah.
you make a statement like that in the heat of battle, nah, man, he meant that.
I think what was hard for Shaq is Shaq in 2000, that was his championship. But what was hard for him is he was still in his prime. So like he's still like peak Shaq. So when Kobe came in that 2001, that was hard for him. He was like, man, I want to give him the keys, but this motherfucker too arrogant. Hey, Kobe. If Kobe's good, he gonna tell you about it. He gonna let you know. Now this, not only am I the leader of the team, this is my shit.
I mean, basically, man, shit. Yeah, that dude was
Yeah.
on the shit. His
Shaq looking at that nigga
scoring
like,
average went up 6 points.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that motherfucker, what was it, averaging like 32 or something?
I think he went from like 22 and a half to about 20, damn it, like 20 and a half, 29.
Yeah, that motherfucker was like in on that run, bro. That motherfucker was dunking on everything.
Oh, that was, like you said, that was Jordan, right? That was Jordan level right there.
Kobe was on a mission, bro. He wanted to make a statement, and I think that year, the league understood 16-1. They understood what time it was. It was our time. They understood it was our time. We
Yeah,
had, yeah,
and then Fisher was he was hot.
yeah.
You know, yeah, that shit was crazy. That was real right there.
And the role players were ready though. When they came in,
Uh,
they were ready, bro. Them motherfuckers. Oh, the joint said he was at the game in '09 in Boston in '09. Oh shoot, you gotta come up here, man, and let us know
damn.
how that was, man. Cause that must have been a special experience for you.
No, that game right there, man. I remember, I got home, man. I popped a
It was
big
'09.
box of popcorn, man. It was just, man. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was big time basketball right there, boy. Yeah.
Remember the Christmas game?
Oh yeah. I remember the Christmas game, man. We stole that rock in the end, man. And Reeves caught him, dog, and Booyah Chick got a basket in the end there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that was a big game, man. I was really hyped.
Yep. And so when we talk about the teammates, man, even if we go back to just the trust level they had, even when we go back to the Utah series, just the trust level that the teammates had in Kobe to deliver. And then the next following year, for them dudes to try and make another run at it. I mean, of course, things ain't panning out because you had the lockout, and the Spurs ended up getting it. Um, but 2000, yeah, Kobe was ready. The
Well,
injuries just kind of slowed them down, especially the one in the finals. Um, but once we got that shit, man, he was just that motherfucker just took off.
yeah, man. Just that was, I guess, what we trying to say to everyone is that was Laker basketball, man. And like I said, what's going on right now, man. What they about to kick off in October, it's gonna be like that movie, The Hunt for Red October. It's gonna be, it's gonna be.
So JB, there's an illusion, right?
Mhm.
Like, cause they say, and this ain't no hate on LeBron. We're just talking basketball. There's an illusion that he makes his teammates better, but there's also an illusion that Kobe doesn't make his teammates better. But we just went through a whole entire roster of guys who worked their ass off, right? But if they were on any other team, they'd just be average players.
That's true.
But together, right? Together under the leadership, of a Kobe or whatever, they took them. We won 65 games.
65 games.
Then you
65.
have and that is the because even with because people like to contribute the success to Gasol, which Gasol was a part of the success. Um, but the problem is in '08 we were we were winning without him before he came.
We got there. Yep.
So
You see, the
Kobe
team, the
already,
team was being built step by step.
yeah.
When you try to crunch a bunch of players together, man, this philosophy of throwing all the chips in and cutting everything out. Nah, man, that ain't gonna last, man.
But they shit on Kobe for losing against the Suns, right? But a lot of people got to understand the leadership and how he was winning with that team was amazing. Even though we lost the 3-1, it still his leadership was amazing because he took a step back. He started playmaking more. He started getting more assists to get the
We
teammates.
shouldn't even been up 3-1 against that team.
I keep telling people that shit, man. It was we overachieved greatly.
Yeah, we overachieved.
We overachieved. We weren't supposed to be. Man, that team had some good players on that shit, man.
Who? Okay, let's go back and see. They had on that team. Okay, you had
Sean Marion,
John Murray in the Matrix, the Prime Matrix.
Prime Matrix All Star, elite
You had
defender.
Stoudemire
Well, Stoudemire, I don't think Stoudemire was on that one.
now on the 016.
Nah, because he was out. But
Okay,
they
okay.
had Tim Thomas, they had Roger Bell, who was a knockdown shooter and defender. Um, they had snipers, bro.
And who else was Joe Johnson? Was he on that team that year?
Was Joe Johnson on the team or
Joe
did he get
Johnson,
traded?
ISO Joe.
I think he got traded before that. I think they had Quentin Richardson. Leandro Barbosa was definitely on that team.
That's the one. The
That
Brazilian
motherfucker,
blur.
that's the one who did us
That's the
in.
one. Yeah,
That's that nigga who did us in.
that dude can play, man.
Yeah, Boris
Yeah,
Diaw, big body ass.
Leandro Barbosa.
Boris Diaw, shaped like a Sesame Street character. He was out there. That nigga pissed me off because he could play. He was so good. He was so good, man. But he was big body,
Daddy says
like
Sesame Street, bro.
like Kwame Brown said, baby mama body.
Oh my god, that's kind of how he looked too, man.
That motherfucker. But the thing about Boris Diaw is he wasn't aggressive. If that's his thing. Like as a player, he was never aggressive.
Yep,
He could
yep,
ball, but he would like they would try to take him to the next level, like by making him more aggressive. That just wasn't him.
yeah, yeah. By the
And
time
no, Grant Hill
they
wasn't
put the
on.
game 7, man, you know, I like, man, we ain't finna win now because we got to play them on the road, and the
Yeah,
talent took
yeah.
over that game. You know,
Hey, Alexander X. Grant Hill was on the later Suns. That was later. Nah, he wasn't on '06. Nah, Grant Hill wasn't on '06. I promise you, bro.
I think Grant Hill and
That's later. That's like
that was like 010 when we
yeah,
beat them
that's
in 010
2010.
West the Conference Final.
Yeah, that ain't '06,
Yeah,
bro. I
they had
remember.
Jay Rich on their team, Jason Richardson,
Yeah.
Jay
Yep.
Rich.
Bro, that was a good ass team too. The
Oh
J
man,
Rich,
you had Goran Dragic just scared me, dog.
the Dragon. Yeah.
That dude, he had a disposition, man. Like he kind of he kind of intimidated people, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, he was.
And and that motherfucker, him and Sasha had a thing with their country. They had a beef go
Nah,
all
they
the way
didn't
back
like
to their
each other.
country.
Nah, they ain't like each other.
And the shit funny, as hell because Steve Nash goes out, right? And you think, okay, Steve Nash ain't in the game. We got a break. This motherfucker comes in playing just like Steve Nash.
Nah, he was. That's what I'm saying. The dude, and he about like 6'5", but the dude, man, yeah, man, he ain't take no prisoners, man. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But I remember when we did beat Phoenix in that game 6, and they interviewed Mitch Kupchak, and then they interviewed Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper was like, "Hey, boss, you said you want us. You say you want us. Here we come." Bro, man, that took me
Oh,
back. That took me back to the '80s, dog. I said, man, this rivalry is real, boss. He said, Boston, here we come.
it was so epic because like I remember it like it's yesterday. It actually gave me chills because when I started making my channel and I started doing the finals, remember the finals intro, that finals intro that they had for 2010?
Oh, you talking about LA and Boston?
Yeah, all the legends. You had all the legends.
Man, man, yeah, you knew, man. It was, that was,
It
yeah.
was on. It was fucking on after that shit. It was for all the marbles, man. It was for legacy, man.
See, I thought if Bynum, because he was playing, he was on the minute restriction because of that meniscus.
Yeah.
If he'd have been healthy, I think we win that in 5 games, man. I
Yeah,
think
cause Kobe had a monster. What was it, game 5? Like he
yeah.
had a we lost that game, but he dropped like 38. And like
Oh
he
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. But Fisher got us that game 3.
yeah, yep.
You know, when he scored over the big three, he, he got clobbered too, man. He still scored, man. He got that. We got that one game on the road,
Yeah.
and I remember after the game, the interview, and he said, "Man, he's like, man, he had tears in his eyes. I love this team. I love this guy." Talking about Kobe. I said, "See, when you start feeling it like that, I like, yeah, man, that's Laker. That's Laker pride right there, man.
You ain't giving
That's
up
real
on
Laker pride, man.
they close, you ain't giving up on your guy, man. He ain't
Man,
give he was not gonna let Kobe down. He was not gonna let him down.
yeah, Fisher got us that one. He got us that one. Yeah, he got us that one.
And the thing that was funny was, remember in '09, and speaking about going back to that '09, job not done. Remember his demeanor,
Yeah, he
his
said,
yeah,
see me smiling? He said, should be smiling? Should we be smiling? What's to be smiling about? Job ain't done.
yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. That
The
was
the
fun.
dudes the dude set the tone of how the team should conduct themselves. Like, nigga, we ain't win yet. We ain't win shit
Yeah,
yet. It
yeah.
ain't over. I'll celebrate after the trophies race. And then when you saw him celebrate, he let it all out.
Hey, now y'all remember during the closing minutes of game 5, we was about to clinch it. You know, they broke. You know, they it was a news break. They like, oh, Shaq on the phone, getting ready to set up a trade to go to Cleveland. I say that a bit. Y'all remember that shit? Y'all remember that? They
Mhm.
say he was on bad. It was like, man, they interrupted the game and announced that. Man, I said, oh, that nigga Shaq getting kind of
Yeah.
salty over that. Nah.
That shit was conspiracy as a motherfucker, bro.
Man,
Like
they said he was on the phone at that moment. Oh, people forget too. Remember during that season, about midway, during the All Star weekend, because him and Kobe won co-MVP of the All Star
Mhm.
game. Shaq was trying to butter up to Kobe and he was trying to get back to the Lakers.
Mhm. People don't know about that shit. You should tell that
Remember
to
that?
Jay Will. You should tell that to Jay Will in the chat. People don't.
Oh man, here it go. Remember he did an interview with Stephen A. And he was talking about how much of a beast Kobe was. And Stephen A's like, he's like, what about LeBron? He said, oh, LeBron, man, he big time, but he said LeBron, he said, but Kobe, man, he a beast. He was trying to get back to the Lakers, man. Then doing the All Star break, Craig Sager interviewed him and Kobe, and he was like, he said, uh, if you had opportunity, man, like if you and Kobe reunited, who would you get the ball to in the game? So I'm giving it to Kobe. I'm giving it to him. Kobe didn't say one word. He said, I'm gonna give it to him. I said, yeah, nigga, Kobe. I said, Shaq trying to butt up to Kobe. You see, we finna win the championship. And then that's when Kobe say, nah, man, we just out here having fun. We out here having fun. He said, man,
Kobe's
he said, we get
asshole.
almost, this ain't still Magnolias. Man, man, when he said that, man, I just dropped. Nah, I was like, man, he
Hey,
said, this ain't still Magnolias. He just broke Shaq's dreams right there, guy.
I think it would have been over Kobe's dead body to play again with Shaq. I think that shit, he was not going to have Shaq take away credit from him.
No.
No, because he already been down that road. He wanted, he won. And the thing about Shaq is, when he was dancing on stage and all that, he thought
Oh,
Kobe was
man.
done.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I kind of had let, and I love Shaq. I had to let him go for a minute, man, because you don't say that to no another grown man what he said. You
Oh
know,
yeah, 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 yeah.
I said, nah, that ain't no. But Shaq won the battle, but Kobe won the war. So that's why when he got that fifth one, then what's the brother's name that that asked the question, and then Kobe said, "Hey, I know one thing. I got one more than Shaq. Y'all can take that to
Who
the
asked
bank."
that question?
And what's that brother name? Is it Jim something? Jim? I mean, he's like a veteran of, I
Yeah.
guess, LA sport reporter. I can't think of the name right now, but he said, "Man, I know one thing. I got one more than Shaq." And then his daughters were sitting beside him. They was cracking up and shit.
But that's funny that you bring that up because Shaq was trying to get back, and when they won the co MVP at the All Star game,
He thought
he
he
got
had
yeah, 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 yeah. Because he at first he acted like he didn't want to hug Kobe, but he knew he wanted to hug him.
it. Yep. And then
And
Kobe said, "Nah, man, this ain't still making noise. We just out here having fun. That's all this is."
but Kobe deep down he respected Shaq, but he was
Oh
like,
yeah,
ain't no fucking way I'm gonna play with you again.
they won, man. They went through the wars, man. They went through some serious wars together, man. They won 3 championships. They went down in history, you know.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
gotta
he
do
was,
that Phoenix game too. The one where he patted Alvin Gentry. I think that was 2010.
oh yeah, that was game 6, man. Man, he hits, man. Grant Hill played picture perfect defense on Kobe. It didn't even matter, dog. Kobe rather than hit that J. Had Gentry on the butt, dog, man. Now he did that Superman, dog.
I remember Kobe crossed Sean Marion and dunked. I said, damn, and then he did the same thing to Grant Hill, and it said Grant Hill like grab when Grant Hill fell on the ground and he grabbed the back of Kobe's shoe. I said, Grant, he gone, Grant. That nigga gone. Hey, Kobe was fucking balling. He was hitting shots. The shots he was hitting, I ain't never seen no shit like that before. I ain't gonna hold you. Like when he with hand right in the nigga face, he just shit was crazy.
Nah, that was look, man. I'm telling you, man, that's real Laker basketball. It ain't even so much about the titles per se. It's just about what it stood for, man. And when you go back and think, because it's really not a long time ago. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when you think about it, man, like man, Kobe rose to the occasion, man. He really did, and we went for the three-peat. It's hard to three-peat, and we fell short of that. But
Yeah.
Dallas, man, I mean, they beat us fair and square. You beat us fair and square, man.
Yeah, they whooped
I'm
that
gonna
ass.
acknowledge you. You know what I'm saying? They
They
beat us
whooped
fair and
that ass.
square.
And that's the thing about it too, right? Cause like I always have conversation with different fan bases and they ask me about 2011. And Kobe injured his ankle 2011, but I don't use that. Like I just say we got an ass whoop, bro.
Now, anytime you get swept, I
Yeah,
mean, Dallas, man, and Dirk was on his mission. You
yeah.
know,
Give
so
props.
yeah, so
Give give
that's how
props.
you
They
do it.
they outplayed us, man. Ain't no excuses, bro. You come. There's no shame in losing, man. You lose,
Nope,
you come back better. I mean, we got our ass whooped, bro. They put it on us. It was the end of our run.
nope,
We had a great run, but that was it.
that was it.
In '03, when the Lakers lost the playoffs to the Spurs, Kobe held himself accountable. Yeah, yeah. He came back. He said he gonna work. He said he gonna push himself to exhaustion. That's leadership, bro. Because
Nope,
think about it, he could have cried about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? He could have cried about the disagreements with Shaq. He could have cried about everything he was going through. But he said, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna work.
nope.
I'm gonna get back to work. Um, yeah. T. Alexander X. JB's a real Laker fan, man. Like we some real Laker fans, bro.
Oh yeah,
Like we go back, bro, and we
oh yeah,
remember the
yeah.
details.
Alexander X, yeah. Shaq won the. I tell you what, go to YouTube and pull up. It's probably say Shaq interviews Stephen A. Smith or
The media
Shaq
probably
and
bury that
Kobe,
shit.
Shaq Kobe All Star Weekend 2009. And you could Shaq was because he wanted to get out of Phoenix because he knew Phoenix wasn't no good
Yeah.
no more. He wanted to get out of Phoenix, so he said, "Man, I'm gonna try to come back to L.A. I'm gonna try to butter up Kobe." You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. He went on a media campaign. He was saying how much he loved Kobe, how great Kobe was, and Kobe wouldn't have none of it, man. He said, "Nah, man, we good." You know what I'm saying? That's why he said,
Shaq was too slow for Phoenix, man. For the
"Yeah,
way
for
they
their
played,
style of play."
yeah, he was just too slow for him. But I remember when he played Phoenix, Kobe hit that shot, looked at Shaq like nigga related.
Man, are you talking about that when he got fouled?
Yeah,
Yeah, and he kind of looked up and Shaq. He didn't look back. He was looking everywhere else. That when Shaq was in Boston.
yeah. He said, "Remember me?"
Remember, he looked at him like, man, that shit was crazy, dog. That was man. I mean, that was hilarious, man. Shaq was like, man, I don't want to do this right here. And I
I
go, man,
remember.
we love Shaq. Man, like you
Hell
said,
yeah.
man, Kobe and Shaq went through some serious battles. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about them championships, man, we like we'll acknowledge the first championship of 2000. Shaq was the guy because he had the more tenure in the league,
Mm-hmm.
and Kobe was ascending as a player. After that, man, it, it wasn't 1 and 1A. You had two alphas out there,
Yeah.
and they made it work, man. But Kobe was the best player.
I think people. It's
He was
hard
the
for
best
people
player
to.
on
I
the
think it's
team.
hard. I think JB. I think it's hard for people to accept because what the media has let you focus on stats. But the thing about Kobe and Shaq, the reason why it made their team up was like watching Jordan and Chamberlain play together. And so the thing about it is Kobe did some things for our team that Shaq needed in order to win. Closing game,
Yep.
the defense, something that Penny Hardaway was great, but he didn't play the defense that Kobe played on the other end. Those type of things lead to wins.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Being clutch, being, he was highly skilled. He was probably the most gifted player as far as skill wise, one of the most gifted players of all time. But he was missing that. What Kobe brought was just like extraordinary, bro. Like the
Yep.
man just lifted his level of play, and he did it at a young age.
That's
People,
that's
people
the thing about it. They didn't
yeah,
start winning the championship until Kobe ascended as a player. When he came of age as a player, that's when they started winning the championship.
yeah.
You know,
And this is the thing. I was listening to one stream. I forgot who it was. I can't remember the shit right now. And they're right. When Shaq was winning those MVPs, Kobe was putting LeBron numbers in Miami. He was putting up those type numbers and not winning the finals and not winning the MVP. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like he was performing, um, and people just don't understand. I think he averaged 31, 30 something. I think 31 all the way. Yeah, I think in he had it like 31 for a stretch. I forgot what this how many games it was. But this shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Kobe was unreal and Shaq knew it. And Shaq was like, fuck, I'm getting older, but I still don't want to give it to him. Because he's young. Because the thing about it, when Kobe came to when Kobe started coming to his own, this is a 21-year-old.
21 years old, bro.
It's a
It wasn't
20.
like 25 or 26. Nah, and see that's the difference. That if you, like I said, man, we ain't got nothing against. I think LeBron James should have when your team is winning 60 games a year, that means you're on the cusp. Yeah, well, it should mean you're on the cusp.
Hmm.
And a superstar ain't supposed to be leaving on a team like that. And I always said if he was, I'm talking about before the super team madness started, if he was able to lead Cleveland to a title, I said that'd be one of the greatest stories in league history. And I would be excited to see that happen because Cleveland is a great sports town, but they haven't won a title in a long time. But he chose that route, man. But if you look at Kobe's game at 22 and LeBron's game at 22, see, the way LeBron played in the '07 finals, shooting 35%, Kobe wouldn't have did that. Because think about it, look what Kobe did to the Spurs with a
Destroyed
prime
them.
Tim Duncan,
Destroyed. And I want to do a
Antonio
video.
Daniels, and
I,
David Robinson.
I want to do a video about this too because I'm starting to think that some guys in Michael Jordan's era are starting to become underrated too. And David Robinson, as far as his defense, is starting to become underrated. Because David Robinson, quiet as kept, is one of the greatest defenders ever.
Oh yeah, man. I mean,
And he's not being respected like that. You
nah,
know,
man.
because there's this whole Tim Duncan craze and all that, but he's not being respected the way he should be respected as a defender.
When David Robinson into the NBA, convert, he had to do 2 year naval commitment
Yeah.
because he was an active uh, member of the Navy, and
Mm-hmm.
when he entered the league, man, he's being compared to Bill Russell. He's being
Mm-hmm.
compared in his rookie year. People saying
That's a
he was
good
better than
ass
the team of
comparison
Elijah
too.
Wan and Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
And plus he was left-handed too.
What was that 89? 89 was his rookie year.
That was his rookie year.
Yep.
He came in averaging like 24 and 12.
That motherfucker was a beast.
Yep.
Hey, that motherfucker chiseled too.
He was chiseled and ran down the court, up and down the court like a gazelle. So that's not when they talk about which eras more. I don't like I said I don't compare eras. It's about what you did when you played,
Yeah.
and whether you won or lost. Did you do more winning than losing? Or did you do more losing than winning? It ain't about
Yeah.
predicting which era is better and all this jazz. What did you do when you played in your era?
Yeah, see, David Robinson, one thing about him, he represented the military well because he sure as hell looked like Captain America.
Oh man, dude,
He sure as hell
tell
looked
you,
like a
man. Nah, man, when he came to lose, man, he was like, see, it was a lot of great centers then, man. And when they came in the league, they came in dominating. They weren't like, they come in maybe average 10, 12 points. Now they was coming in average 23, 24, 25 as
yeah,
a rookie.
yeah, motherfucker's crazy. What? Okay, so I got another question. Alexander X says Lakers lost in '03, going for a four-peat, and this is the thing that's crazy to me. People always criticize us for losing to the Spurs, right? Because I made a statement on my last stream and I said that the Spurs didn't stop us, right? I don't believe, in my opinion, the Spurs stopped us from doing what we were doing. We won three in a row. They won 1 year, right? They took championships from us, right?
Yeah.
99, '03, but I don't think they stopped us.
Whatever, real quick, the 99 seed, Phil Jackson. Although I say it's a real championship because the league locked the players out. But once they ended the lockout, then it was regular basketball as usual. Phil Jackson used to chime at him and say that was the asterisk title. This shit
Yeah.
used to
But
Well, I
see,
would say it was a real title to me though. The Spurs
yeah,
was
they
a real
won,
title.
but I don't think they really like because people like to make it seem like Duncan was just in our way, and he wasn't. We steamrolled the league. In my opinion, I think we just ran out of gas. We just
Well,
steamed.
I mean, think about if a team win three, Michael Jordan retired after the third championship. Think
Yeah,
about to win three straight. What that takes. So, like you said, man, you can't really ask no for nothing else. So Remember when we lost to the Spurs at Game 6? Remember they interviewed Jack Nicholson? He said, "Hey man,
Yeah,
the Lakers they done everything they over these past 3 years. Man, we can't ask for none of this. Congratulate to the Spurs." And when he
yeah,
said that, I said, "You know what? Jack is right." I said, "Man, congratulate to the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? They beat us, man. But hey, we won three straight. I'm proud of what we did, and we'll just figure it out, move forward. That's how you do it."
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing is that that's why I said what I said. Like they got us, they got us, but I don't think they stopped us from doing shit. But I can sit here and honestly say, Kobe stopped them from getting from Kobe stopped Tim Duncan from getting back to back, and nobody wants to talk about it. So we got our three piece, we got our back to backs.
Well,
Nobody stopped us from doing that shit. But Kobe stopped, in my opinion. Tim Duncan would have a back to back if it wasn't for Kobe.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially because that whoever won the West during that 3 years, during that period, was gonna win the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I say, because people get mad at me, they like, well, Tim Duncan's just as great as Kobe. I said, nah, bro, nah, nah. We got three rings, bro, and then we won one. We almost went to another three rings. If you think about it, right, we were one game from winning another three rings. One game.
Yeah, yeah.
We went to six with Boston, and they were, and we had a live stream. Was Boston a super team or not? They were borderline, right? Because you had three franchise players, so they were like borderline. They weren't in their prime. They were like nearing the end. They were still in their prime, but
Well,
not.
it was like KG. I think he was like a 13-year veteran. Allen was an 11-year veteran, and Pierce, he didn't have no team around him for like three straight years. He wasn't even getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, Paul Pierce was a real one though. He stayed the course, and Danny Ainge made that move and said, okay, we need to try to do something here because Paul Pierce, he approaching 30, and we got to
Hmm.
try to do something with him. So you know that's how that went down.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I do think they did play a factor in LeBron seeing what they did and like trying to copy that shit. Because like when they first got together, I said, "What the fuck is this?" And remember,
That's
Kobe,
exactly what I said.
bro, I think everybody was like, "We ain't never seen no shit like that." And Kobe called Michael Jordan. You remember when Michael Jordan told Kobe? You remember when Mike told Kobe?
Oh, what do you say?
He said, "Well, you in the thick of shit." He said, "You gotta figure this shit out, nigga." Cause Kobe was like, "Man,
Oh
I don't know,
man,
I
I didn't
don't
know you
know."
said that. I didn't know they. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know about that one.
yeah. Kobe called Mike and said, "Mike, I don't know. They got Ray Allen, they got Paul Pierce, they got Garnett," and Mike said, "I don't know, nigga." I can imagine. He ain't say it just like that, but I can imagine Mike using that nigga. Mike talk like that. But he's like, "I don't know, nigga." Like, but you gotta figure it out. You in the thick of shit. You ain't got time to be crying about this.
Man, man, that's funny, man. That's real though. That's real.
And then after Kobe beat the Celtics years later, when LeBron went against Golden State, do you know Kobe tried to give LeBron the same advice that Jordan gave him? And the media said Kobe hating him, telling LeBron just get over it. Uh, because Kobe told him, "Hey, Mike gave me this advice. Um, don't don't worry about it. Just play your game. Just ball out. Do what you can." And the media crucified him for it. I remember Nick Wright went after him and said, "Oh, Kobe,
Nah,
you're selfish.
like,
You ain't there." And it was like, yo, what he was trying to do was he was trying to pass down knowledge to encourage LeBron so he could try to beat the Warriors because he faced the same task. When you had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and then remember, by 2010, Rondo became good.
Yeah,
Rondo got good.
that's about when he started to elevate himself. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had 4 stars on a team he had to deal with, and that was a similar situation. It wasn't the exact same situation, but it was a similar situation. And he was trying to give him, help him as far as on the court. And they say, oh, he hating on him and all that. It's like, bro, no. Jordan told that nigga Kobe, stop. Don't cry about that shit. Go out there and ball.
Yeah, that's real.
And
That's real.
Kobe talked to Kyrie. And that conversation Kobe had with Kyrie, he said, I think Golden State gonna win.
Damn.
He pissed Kyrie off. Yeah, Kyrie was talking about it on his Twitch. He said Kobe told him that straight to his face when they had dinner. He told him straight to his face, "Hey, I think Golden State gonna take it."
Yeah, I don't know.
Kyrie,
Nah, I ain't know about that one.
yeah, Kyrie went
Yeah,
ballistic. Remember how Kyrie performed against Golden State when they won? He went ballistic.
no, Kyrie was in the, yeah, he was in the zone, man.
Yeah, Kobe inspired that nigga for that performance, man. But he was given the same information that Mike gave him. Michael Jordan, as far as mental strength, Michael Jordan is like what's that? Remember that Power Ranger, the dude with the big head in the glass?
Uh-huh.
What was his name? Lord Zed, or what was his name? But anyways, that's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is Lord Zed.
Good Lord, Z. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Michael don't give a fuck. He said, "Nigga, get it done."
No, I remember when Golden State got the 73 wins, and I think someone asked Jordan about. They said 73 don't mean squat if
Jordan wasn't impressed.
you don't get the ring. That shit was funny, but I said, yeah, that's Jordan right there, boss.
Hey, Jordan was waiting for them niggas to lose too, so he could say that shit.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
And he said Jordan. Alex. Hey, Jordan can give a fuck. Kobe was like, Mike, you ain't never faced no shit like that. You ain't ever faced Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, man, all these dudes together. They teamed up. Mike looked at him and said, nigga, I faced Boston too, nigga. Back in the day. He said, fuck it, figure it out.
man, that's funny, man. That's funny.
But that's
But they
the
but they had that bond, man. Kobe and Jordan. That's why during Kobe's memorial, I knew Jordan was gonna show up, and I knew he was gonna say something. I wasn't even. And the media was shocked. They're like, well, I ain't know Kobe and Jordan was that close. I said, man, that go back to like 1998, 99.
yeah.
That was not a shock to me. But like I said, when you really follow the game, I mean, if you was around during that time, really watching the NBA, that was no surprise, man. They had when I think about them two, I always say, Jordan was the teacher and Kobe was the student. That's how I look at it.
But this the thing about the Kobe Jordan relationship, right? Is people say, well, Kobe copied Jordan, this and that. But people don't understand. Jordan was on the phone with him. So these dudes were having long conversations on the phone. Like he pretty much took him under
Yeah,
his wing, and
yeah,
and he wanted him to do the things that he was doing.
yeah,
It won't like no hate and shit. Like, oh well, this dude's taking my style or anything like that. He like, nah, he wanted him to grow the game, and that's the reason why he entertained those long conversations.
yeah.
So when people say, "Oh man, he just like Jordan," nigga, he looked up to him like nigga, what the fuck?
Man,
That's his
think
mentor.
about it. If anybody, man, it, if anybody in the league during that time in the mid 90s, you gonna try to emulate some measure of Jordan's greatness. It don't matter what position you play. It was centers that came to the league try to emulate. Shaq came to the league
Yeah.
Because they was like, when Jordan retired in '93, well, because Shaq had generate the same charisma and develop the same personality as Jordan, and especially with Penny,
Mm-hmm.
they thought Penny. See, Penny. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you had baby Jordan, Harold Miner. But all Harold Miner was known for was the dunking. He didn't have the game, but he had the
Mm.
dunking. But Penny Hardaway was supposed to be the heir apparent to Jordan.
Yep.
Especially when Orlando beat Bulls in '95, they thought Jordan was done, but they didn't consider the fact that he just returned from baseball. He was not in NBA shape, and you can look at him and tell he wasn't
Yeah.
in NBA shape. Man, when he cleaned that up and got ready for the next year, they came back and swept Orlando. That was the end of that. I mean, that was a brutal sweep.
Yeah.
That that series lasted about 5 days. Shit. Horace Grant checked out. Brian Shaw checked out. Yeah. So when Nick Wright, whoever listened, when Nick Wright talk about Jordan losing '95, he ain't gonna talk about what happened in '96.
Yeah, 96 was an absolute massacre.
That was a massacre.
It's a massacre.
'95 was an aberration. That's all that was.
But see, the thing about Kobe and Jordan, what makes Kobe so ill is that he's a two guard. Jordan's a two guard.
Huh?
So if you're gonna be a complete basketball player, you're probably gonna look like Jordan.
Man,
like like there's no other way.
who wouldn't want to play like that?
Yeah,
Who,
there's
I
no
mean,
other way around it. If you're
yeah,
gonna be a complete two guard, you're gonna look like Jordan. There's no
you
other
don't
way
look
around
like
it.
him.
So the thing is that what Kobe tried to do was he added some street ball element to it. He added the three, the distance from three. He added a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of, and the thing is that you know he got Jordan's approval, and Jordan, we all knew in '03 that was the official passing of the torch of '03.
Yeah.
And the media did not like that because of what the whole situation, but they didn't like that, man. They didn't like that. And but that's just how it went down, and they've been trying to undo that.
And I'm gonna tell you, they talk about Kobe trying to copy the one player who really tried to mimic every as far as behavior and all that mannerisms. It wasn't Kobe. It was Kendall Gill.
Yeah, yep, yep,
Kendall Gill, because he was from Chicago. Kendall Gill,
yeah,
and he wore the wristband up to to the forearm. He tried to walk like him. He tried to dunk like him. He just didn't have that jumper like him. But Kendall
yeah.
Gill was solid. He
Kevin
was
Gill
solid.
was
He
a
was a
good
good
player.
player. But he's the one who tried to duplicate and mimic Jordan more than anybody that followed. That came after Michael Jordan. It
Well,
was
people don't
Kendall Gill.
understand. People don't understand history too. Is that Adidas had fucked up the Jordan deal and lost him to Nike, and so they were looking for the next Jordan. And when Kobe was coming out, they picked Kobe, right? Sonny Vicario. So they had Kobe sticking his tongue out, stuff like that. Uh, just to promote Kobe as the next Jordan. So that was promotion, that was marketing. But
Yeah.
you got guys now, they're taking it too far, talking about where he was trying to be too much like Kobe. Man, nigga, that was marketing for a shoe brand. It's marketing. But once Kobe kind of got away from that and started becoming his own, people never they kept holding on to that throughout the years. And Kobe did he wanted to, everything Jordan wanted to do, he did want to do, right? Like if Phil Jackson told him something or somebody told him how Jordan was training, he wanted to say, "Hey, let me train harder than Jordan." Because bro, like this is the greatest player to ever play. In a lot of people's opinions. It's like, bro, like of course, let me try and outdo him. That's the only way. And it was a work harder than him, not, not trying to control the media
But
to be able.
remember what they said about Kobe when he played his final game? People were saying, man, Kobe. What did Dominique say in an interview recently, a podcast where he said he walked up to Kobe after Kobe, played his last game in Atlanta and said, "Man, look, man, I love the way you played. I respect the way
Yep.
you went out there because you represent the last of a kind, man."
Yep.
People understood, man. This guy was the remnant of what the remaining remnant of what made the NBA great. And see, that was right in the heart of the super team era. You ain't never heard nobody say that this was the remnant of greatness past. But like I said, we moved beyond the super team era. I think these young players, man, I think they deserve to be given the mantle to move the league forward and move beyond this period, man. It's just been, to me, it's been horrific. We really didn't get a chance to see who was truly the best. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
during the 2010s, that is. But the NBA, they trying to figure it out, man. You know what I'm saying. But they try to put someone to the top, man. You can't do that. Can't
And
do
and,
that.
and 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 see, the thing with those old school fans is they just want us to move out the way. And the thing is that we are the history. We were there.
There you
So
go.
when we observe these things, we're saying, nah, that's not how you take the mantle. He need to do it this way. Now
Yep.
he could still take the mantle. He just gotta win. He gotta become exceptional. He gotta be exceptional, and he's gotta dominate. You
But
know.
like I said, you can't have a losing record in check. Like if Kobe was 4-6 or has six championship losses, I put it that way. I couldn't sit here and say realistically like that he would have a argument being considered at that plateau. I just couldn't sit there and say that.
They won't be a Kobe Bryant film room if you was forced.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I
Uh,
wouldn't exist.
yeah, you
I'd be like, fuck this nigga. I ain't about to defend this
know what I'm
nigga
saying?
shit.
But when you were saying earlier, man, they decided to say, man, we just gonna go tank mode, man. If we look crazy, so be it. You know,
Well. The reason why, like, I try to represent him so hard is because after he, after he's gone, he can't defend himself, and so I felt. I was like, man, he gave us everything, bro. He gave us everything he had. He gave us
yeah,
the time that he could have spent with his girls. He was with us.
yeah,
Like he was putting on it for us. He was putting on the show for us. You know, the time that he, could have grew up and enjoyed different things, he dedicated his life to the game, and he didn't cheat the game. And
he doesn't even cheat. Nah,
he went
he
he
right.
he walked the walk, and so I said, man, I gotta defend it. I gotta defend it. I
Yeah,
gotta defend it, man. I can't let this shit. At first I was gonna ignore it because it was dumb shit. But I said, nah, I can't ignore this shit, man. I gotta speak out, just because it's only right, and it's not to say he got to be your goat or he got to be somebody else's goat. You can have your own goat. You can have LeBron. You can have Kareem, Magic, Wilt, Jordan. You can have whoever you want. I said, but this dude right here, he's untouchable. He put in the work. He worked. He overachieved.
see, that's the thing. You picked the perfect word. You picked the perfect word. He overachieved.
Yeah.
He overachieved.
He overachieved. Yeah. And that's the thing. I was like, man, and he took the hard route. He took the hard route. There's a lot of years of battling injuries. I'm like, man, I watched this dude battle injuries. So for me to let them just take that away, I said, nah, you ain't gonna take that away. And I'm not alone. There's a lot of people who were alive back then who remember, and they're like, nah, we ain't gonna let y'all take this away. Y'all. Now you can have your opinions. We're not here to control your opinions, but you can't take this away. You know, and But Big Dog says, oh well, Cheyenne says Kobe passed the torch to Steph back in 2014 preseason game when he
Hmm.
shot that three over. Oh, you talking about when he congratulates?
When he kind of winked at him and whatnot.
Yeah, he
Uh,
knew. Yeah, he knew he was a killer.
But see, that's the
Uh,
thing, man. Like when you make your mark in the league, man, and when a new generation arises, man, to try to how can I say this? To try to block what should be happening naturally, it hurts the
yeah,
league. It hurts the league, you know.
yeah,
And I think, man, if you've been in the league 20 years, man, you didn't have enough time to try to state your, whatever your case, think your case may be, But yeah, man, I just like I said, man, I love these young squads, man, because they really, I think about, Kobe started off at 18, man,
yeah.
for 4 years, but when he got there, boom, you ready. But you're
And
not going. It don't matter how talented you are come to the league. You're not finna come. There's rare exceptions. But you come to a league, man, you're not finna come in and win no championship off the bat. You
yeah.
shouldn't. You shouldn't. So when they say Jordan lost in the first round, all this jazz, uh, man, he couldn't beat Boston in '86. Well, nobody beat Boston in '86.
Well, but they want you to have this. This is the problem, right? They want it to be you never lost, and that's not how shit work in basketball. You're gonna
No.
lose. You're playing you're playing games, bro, against elite competition. You're gonna lose.
Huh?
The thing is how you. To me, when I'm talking about champions, how do you come back?
Well, that's the beautiful part about it, man. Going through the fire. So when you do, I'm telling you, I'm glad you brought that up, KB, because when Jordan won that first title, although it pained me that he beat us,
Hmm.
but when you look at it, say, okay, man, he beat the marquee franchise in the NBA.
Yeah,
You know, to get that final hurdle. So when he had that trophy, he was crying, man. Contrary to what these cats on these sports shows say now, what I hate, I, I feel bad for the youth generation that sit there, man, and consume that every day. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
I just wish they had the opportunity to watch real sports commentary. Now I ain't saying perfect. I ain't saying perfect,
hmm
but but presented in a way where the history's gonna stand out rather than any type of agenda. But when
yeah,
Jordan got that first title and held that trophy, man, he was celebrated by the entire country.
yeah,
The
yeah,
entire United States celebrate that, man. And they knew how hard he worked to get to that.
yeah, and people respected it.
People respected it, man. I mean, shit. It, and it, remember McDonald's? They they, they
Hmm.
they gave Jordan his own burger,
Yeah.
the McJordan burger. I used to turn them things up, man. Double cheeseburger, pickles, onion, and barbecue sauce. Man, I tore them things up there. Something.
Hell, he probably still eat them.
You probably right. He probably still had his own burger, man. The McJordan burger. He knew how hard he worked, man.
And that's the thing about Kobe is that, like you said, like we talked about before, get your ass kicked in '08. How does he come back with the same fucking squad?
Man, the same squad.
The
No,
same squad. Nothing
no
changed.
changes. And,
Same squad. Run it back.
and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yep. And that's how I judge. And see, people will be like, well, how do you have Kobe up there with Mike? Did he look at this percentage? Look at that percentage. I said because he had the heart of Michael Jordan. He had
Yep.
the will and he had the skill. Then on top of that, the way he went about it, he came back with the same squad, bro.
Same squad, man.
With the odds against you, how do you perform when the odds are against you?
Yep.
And then the odds had him with his back to the wall. He got it done. Won't pretty sometimes, It won't pretty, but he got it done. And that's the point. Get the job done. Utah, 1998 wasn't pretty. It won't pretty.
Oh,
Got
man,
the job done, bro. Bring it home. No excuses.
no excuses, man.
So Big Dog says 4-6 is not bad. It's the fact that LeBron had a super teams in the league helping him, and he is 4-6.
That's what makes it tragic. Yep, we got right. Yeah,
And the thing is that people would listen to this and they'll say, "Well, y'all getting on LeBron heavy. This is about because we have to talk about the standard of excellence, the standard of excellence, and making people better." And ESPN, the fact that they dropped that segment and felt comfortable airing it and putting it out for people to consume was trash. You
but,
know,
but see,
how
the
can you
ball's gone
have
over.
two superstars and not have no expectations?
That's crazy. Damn, KB, the way you put that right there, man. That,
Right?
look, look. They gonna put the onus on the role players, man.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's crazy.
It's
Look, like you say,
bullshit. No expectations. And this is the thing. I remember me and DFJ were having a conversation yesterday, and he asked me my expectations for the Lakers. And I said, well, they didn't add nothing to the team. I don't see them doing shit. But then I thought about it after ESPN dropped that video, and I'm like, why do I not have expectations? They got LeBron and AD.
that see they mentally checked out. Look, like you said, how can you have two superstars and you can't win 50 games? That's a benchmark. Anytime you got two superstars, even let's say if you uh uh is not a favorite to win it, you should be able to win 50 games.
That's why I was like scratching my head. I was like, why? Because I didn't think about it when I was saying it. Because I was like, yeah, we ain't really make the moves. We got Bronny, and I was just joking, right? Tongue in cheek type shit. Then when I thought about it, why don't we have expectations? We have two superstars. That should be enough to at least make the playoffs.
At least they
To
mentally
try.
these talking heads, they show their ineptness to really understand building a basketball team. Cause they've been endorsing the super team madness. So now with all these young teams on the rise and getting better, they mentally checked out on the team. And now it's about Palinka need to step down, Genie, this and that. Blase Blase. It's the same old helter skelter dog.
You know. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. Yeah. Brian Green made a great comment. He said, "To me, Kobe was the first to start shooting deep threes." And
Hmm.
I want to say this, right? I'm not going to say he was the first to start shooting deep threes, but the volume in which he shot it, I think he was the first. The volume in which he shot it,
Hmm.
as far as like, because even in the 2000s, breaking the 3-point record, I think Kobe was a mixture. He had a little bit of Curry before Curry. I'm not saying he's the shooter that Kobe Curry is, because he's not. But he gets hot. I've never seen. I think Kobe mastered being in the zone. Like he literally mastered being in the zone, and his ability to stretch the floor. I think that made him like a handful to guard, because if you don't play up on him, he's gonna punish you if he's hot.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm from the Bay Area. I fell right onto Kobe after Mike. Think about Kobe pressure to win. He played for Los Angeles for 20 years, biggest market, biggest pressure. Yeah, the pressure. You have mad. You're coming behind Showtime.
Man,
You're
that
coming
is a
behind
lot.
that.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, bro. You're coming behind Magic, and JB Laker fans ain't no joke.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
start losing out that even if you play like shit. Laker fans back then, yeah, they calling that out. Once Mike reached the mountaintop, nobody can knock him down. Yeah,
That was it. That was all she wrote.
and
Great point.
he was vicious with it.
And you kind of knew it too, man. 'Cause I remember when he, you know, when he finally, as my man said, reached the mountaintop, man. You just kind of knew in your heart, man, like, man, yeah, ain't nobody finna beat this nigga here, dog. They can hang that up.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody knew it too.
Because the thing about Jordan
Pistons knew
is
it. Detroit knew it.
one thing about Jordan is, and nobody talks about this with Jordan and Kobe, JB, and I want to kind of get your insight on this. The unique ability that they have is to evolve their game, right? Like when we think about
Yeah.
all time greats, the all time greats that we think about are usually maxed out, right? By the like Larry Bird, right? No
Mhm.
disrespect to Larry Bird, but he kind of maxed out. As soon as he came to the league, his ability was his ability, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think after that, after they won the '86 title, I mean, that game six, man, you could tell, man, he gave it up. I mean, he was playing some hell of fire back. I'm telling you, man, I think he was the most feared shooter.
yeah.
He may not be the best 3-point shooter per se,
Hmm.
but he was the most feared. Man, he put fear in your heart every time when it was money time, man. You just hold your breath.
But do you agree with that statement? Like his skill set
Oh
was
yeah,
a
no,
skill
you're
set
right. No, you're absolutely right.
to the end, right? Like it was from the beginning to the end. His skill set was the same.
Yeah,
Like even with Magic, his skill set was like well, he became a better shooter. Magic did become a better shooter, right? But usually, like with the all time greats, their skill set is pretty much what it is, right?
no, you're right.
With Kobe and Mike, nobody really talks about this. Their skill set changed completely
Yeah,
to where they evolved into a different player. Like if you look at Kobe's career, he always had great footwork. He always was a good um a good athleticism and things like that. But he has literally a whole brand new career to where he's just doing post work. He starts playing in the post. He plays completely different now.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? It's like two careers, and I think Mike and Kobe had that because Mike came in super athletic, right? He had to work on the shooting, and he did, and he became a master post player in mid range.
yeah.
And so I think, like to me, the two of them evolved into something else, and I think the other players kind of maxed out their abilities. You get what I'm saying?
No, no, I feel you. No, you're absolutely right.
And like them niggas is just like, yo, they just keep adding shit.
No, yeah, because even the '09 season, Kobe, he was not in his absolute like physical prime. His
Yeah,
absolute physical prime, probably like '06 up until '05 up to '07 per se.
yeah,
You know, but in '09, like you said, man, he started to change the game up. You could see it. But I mean, he was just as lethal though. He had he had to alter his game. Yeah,
yeah. It's the evolution. It's like I think they're the only guys where you say there's an evolution here. Like there's some type of evolution going on with these guys. It's kind of weird.
yeah,
Cause players just don't change. They change. They say, fuck it. I'm gonna use this, this, and this to help my game. And I'm gonna be like a brand new player.
yeah. Oh, you're right.
Let's see. LeBron is realizing how hard it is to win in LA in my eyes. LeBron still hasn't won. Side note, y'all think LeBron getting a statue soon? A statue in Cleveland?
Nah, man,
They better not. But honestly, the way Jeannie Buss is talking, I think she gonna do it. She gonna have to do it the way she's talking.
man, that thing a crack. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen
Man,
because
I'm gonna tell
the
you.
way she is talking is gonna happen.
Well, like I said, man. this is what happens when you say yourself short. Like I said, if it's me, we'd have talked about it over and over. If it was me, man, I'm gonna build what we got. And if you truly believe in what you're doing, man, you'll succeed like you did before. It'd be a different way.
Yeah,
It may take a little longer than what you're accustomed to. But once you get there,
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
now you're in cruise control.
I
Now,
would, I would actually be open to LeBron getting a statue in LA if he just went about it the way he's supposed to go about it, like the right way, but not like this. I like as of right now, hell no. But if he buckles up and does what he has to do and handles business, I wouldn't mind it. I'm not insecure like that. I wouldn't mind it. But the way he's conducted himself so
well,
far
first
and
this
winning
Western
one title,
Conference. Now the
one
Eastern Conference is a lot better than what he had been playing in,
yeah.
but the Western Conference been beast mode for like
Because
20 years, man.
when did one championship get you a statue? I'm trying to figure that out. When does one title get you a statue, especially in LA? Because we got a guy named Elgin Baylor who probably deserves to have one. You know what I'm saying? We got
Yeah.
guys who deserve to have one. You know?
Oh, we would ask about Elgin Baylor. Is that what he asked? How Joe Jelly Bean Bryant should be remembered.
Yeah.
What I like about his father, man. He he just stayed in the background, man.
Yeah.
Uh, he wasn't trying to be at the forefront, trying to haul limelight. He just stayed in the background, man. And he was good. He got to play with Dr. J. Can't too
Yeah.
many people get to say that. He played with Dr. J. And yeah, he just stayed in the background, you know.
I think that without Joe, you don't see a Kobe.
Yep, yep.
As far as like he brung him around those professionals at an early age. He put him in the game. He helped him travel because if he don't travel to Italy, he don't learn how to play international ball to help him work on his fundamentals and skills because that's
Man.
he don't get none of that. He don't get that toughness from playing the
Yep.
Americans in Philly. He don't get that. So without his dad, he was nothing. So I
You
don't know
right.
what type of beef they had before he passed, but that kind of made me sad that that was never really resolved like that.
Yeah.
Because bro, at the end of the day, I disagree with Kobe. Like, I think you should have had a relationship with your parents, man. Especially
Well,
when, like, I know it's hard because I'm not in their business like that, but you know,
I feel you. I feel you.
yeah, I just feel like he should have patched that up, man. He should have patched that up. Um, But yeah, smaller hands than 30. I don't know, and I'm gonna say this. I don't know if Kobe's vertical was a 38. I don't know. I think it was more like a 42. I don't think it was a 48. Because sometimes Kobe, I think like because his measurements was when he was younger. I don't
Are you
know.
talking about his vertical?
Yeah. I seen that motherfucker get up. I think he's
Oh,
about to
well,
flip.
when he called Yao Ming, man, that shit was man.
Yeah. He has to be around the 42. Something like that. He ain't no 40. He ain't Jordan. He ain't got Jordan's vertical, but he around like a 42. I don't believe he's a 38.
Yeah, I think they said Jordan got the highest recorded vertical in NBA history.
Yeah, him and Wilt,
Well,
which is ridiculous for Wilt because like you're a center. But yeah, I don't think his vertical's 38, bro. I really don't, because sometimes you see his head, you're like, yo, his head's above the embarrassed. Like the airtime this nigga's getting, ain't no way. Cause like they try to portray him as this average athlete. Nah, he was above average.
now anytime you drive to the rack and you grab the side of the backboard and you dunk it at the same time, I ain't never seen that before. You
Yeah,
may see that at playground ball stuff. He actually did that in a game 7.
yeah, he'll touch the
Old Scotty.
backboard. Yeah, he'll touch the backboard just to show people, hey, I could do that.
Yeah, that was,
Matter of fact, it's in my intro too, where he touched the backboard. Just the style on niggas, and then like the motherfucker. I remember one day he did like a 360, and his elbow was on the backboard.
yeah.
Yeah, he won't know for 30. I don't believe he was a 38. That's just me personally. I think like when he was a rookie, they tested it. He was 38, but he didn't jump as high. Cause like even when I played ball, sometimes I would jump higher like on the fast break than I would just standing still. The Mavs retired Kobe's jersey. Yeah, which is a huge honor because he used to cook their ass.
Speaking of the Mavericks, I remember that game. It was a regular season game. I think that was that was the 11 season. Remember when Kobe came down? I think that was on Jason Kidd foot and his ankle twisted all the way back,
Mm, yeah,
and he left the game, went back to the locker room. Man, I thought, man, I ain't never seen nobody ankle go all the way back. I thought, man, his career may be done. That dude came out the second half, man, and they still came. He hit a big shot at the big shot, won the game. I said, man, that's a tough son of a gun, dog. His foot went all the way back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man,
His will to be out there, man. And speaking about the Mavericks, I just think about Mark Cuban and the amnesty when Kobe was older, and just talking about hey, the Lakers should amnesty Kobe to save him some money. Man, that motherfucker came in there, bro.
nah,
You know how many moves he hit Vince Carter with? It was Vince Carter was
man.
getting cooked.
Yeah, you can't understand a player like that, man. You ride with him all the way through to the end. That's just how I see it. Because if you, like I said, if you gonna roll with a team on top, man, it's about that's what a fan being about. Not you don't like to see your team lose. It's
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, that's part of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth, JB. When LeBron came to the Lakers, uh, and then they ended up getting AD, I was actually rooting for him because Laker fan, we want to win. At the end of the day, I was like, shit. Now that we got AD, let's roll.
Well, here was Brian Green right here. You see what he just said? And I feel him. He said I had more hope watching the '95 Lakers. And
Man, the
that's what
'95 Lakers
we
was
just trying
good
to
too.
build it up. But we
The
had
Lakers,
we had
though.
a damn good team out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but like I said, man, you want to win. Well, I just think, you know, if you spending that much time and effort over a 4 year period, starting over again, when a player like Kobe retired, transcend a player like that, you got to start over.
yeah,
That's just
yep,
that's just like San Antonio. Duncan retired and Kawhi left, and then Marcus Aldridge and uh, uh, Parker, Ginobili retired. They had to start over again.
yeah, yeah.
That's just how it is.
But the way the Spurs did it was them motherfuckers. They were like machines. They'll have somebody lined up in like some type of production, some type of European production factory or something.
Oh yeah. They got it. Yeah, they got it down pat. They ain't gonna be down for long. You know, they on they slowly gonna work it. They got a cornerstone player,
Yeah.
Wimby there, so it ain't gonna last too long.
So JB, what do you think about this one? The media standards, because I think this is true too. Because I heard people say what happened to Kobe after 0405, right? So the media standards for this Lakers team are lower than they were for the '06 team. Kobe was expected to win without Shaq
Oh, that's
immediately.
crazy. That's
And
crazy.
he had half he didn't even have the talent. But think about how unreasonable it is, right? So when
But,
Shaq left, we got nothing but young players back,
but
right?
you know why they did it? Because fundamentally, Kobe was the best player on the team during the three-peat. Now, Shaq was the most dominant, but
Yeah,
Kobe was the best player. So even after Kobe left, they still expected it because at the core, who Kobe was, he was a champion.
yeah.
The other guy, they got to pray that they move mountains and universes and stuff. And we calling on trades. They talking about trade right now.
I think it's
Zach
crazy.
Levine and this guy, that guy. Because fundamentally, they don't believe he can do it.
To,
They'll act
to,
like he can do it.
to me, it's crazy because they act like they have expectations of winning, but they really don't. And then when you talk to like some of the fans, they're like, "Well, we don't have a chance." It's like, bro, do you know if you got Michael Jordan, you always have a chance? Do you know if you got Kobe Bryant, you always like me as a Laker fan, bro? I always felt like if Kobe was on the court, he's a bad motherfucker, the baddest motherfucker. So I think we always have a chance to win. I don't give a fuck who on the team. I just think we always had a chance to win, especially if we got another superstar. He went back to back without a superstar.
Uh, well, they know this guy got to compete now. So, like I said, the West, man. I mean, any there really ain't no margin for error. You got to go out there and compete. So because of that, so they thought last year was gonna be kind of a cakewalk. They didn't really believe in Denver. It just Denver just didn't repeat, but it's hard to repeat. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? But now you got another host of teams that's there. Memphis is coming back. New Orleans made a move. They got Deontay Murray.
yeah,
Dallas, tweaked they roster. They benched. Sacramento brought in DeMar DeRozan. You see it start getting real,
yeah.
and now they know he got to really go out there. They thought it was going to be kind of a cakewalk last year. That's what they kind of thought,
Mhm.
and then the reality hit, and all the veteran teams got smashed.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
now they scratching their head.
yeah. And
That's
and,
all.
and JB, let me ask you a question, right? It's hard to be honest nowadays, right? Because when you're honest, people will call you a hater. They'll call you, but like we trying our best to tell the truth to like a lot of Lakers fans because they keep believing in the media. The media keeps telling them, "Hey, it's Darvin Ham's fault we lost against Denver." But then when we fired Darvin Ham, why do we not believe with JJ Redick that we're a championship contending team? I think the reason why the standards are so low is because they're trying to give Redick a pass if he fails. You know what I'm saying? I think they're trying to give him and LeBron a pass if they don't get the job done.
Well, they
But
preparing for failure. See,
yeah,
mentally they checked out on the team. See, that's what I said last year. Now I want to reckon it with the comment by Sporting Page. What he said about Larry Bird.
hmm
Understood. I mean, like I said, man, I love Bird, man. Now I hated him at the time when we were going up against him, but the hate was out of respect. You had to respect Boston because of their history. But Bird, man, when he played his last game, I stood up and said, "Hey, that's Larry Bird right there." You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? But yeah, man, yeah, they checked out. They thought they had it last year. They gassed it up. They brought a lot of young players in. Oh man, we got new young core and this and that, and it, it didn't work out. Now they scrambling. Ain't nobody coming to the team. You know what I'm saying? They know this thing is over. But like you said, they try to play. Well, I somebody that's probably got to be honest with these fans, man, and say the gig is up. But they're not gonna do it though, because they do it on the team.
yeah, and that's the thing that bothers me because we have two superstars. We don't have one. And a lot of teams don't even have two superstars in the league. Like if it when you go to like OKC, right? They don't have two superstars. When you look at teams like Denver, they don't have two superstars.
Nope.
When you look at teams like who else is a contender in the West? Most of the teams don't have two superstars. So it's like we do, and then our role players ain't chopped liver. We got D'Lo, who really helped us win a lot of games last year.
Yeah, I have no
Uh,
issue with no, I have no issue with D'Lo.
and, like he cares, like he tries, but the thing is that D'Lo, and this is my problem with a lot of fans. They expect role players to do things that they don't do. Like we know what D'Lo can do. He can't play defense.
See, that's why they call them role players because they suited to play a certain role.
They be like, why can't they be getting mad? They be like, why D'Lo don't play defense? Why he don't step up, bro? He's
But
a role player, bro. He don't. He's not good at it. You know this. Just like Westbrook, you expect Westbrook to hit shots. You know Westbrook's not a shooter. You know this. Why are you expecting him to shoot the damn ball?
see, I think the root of the problem is, and I hate to bring this guy's name up, man, but he's the eye of the hurricane. When you try to approach a season by saying, okay, I can't go all out and play both sides of the court because if I do, I'll flame out within 40 games.
Hmm.
So you try to pace yourself and say, okay, I'm not gonna play hard on defense, but I'm gonna keep my numbers up. Well, the problem is the West gets stronger and stronger and stronger since he's gotten was brought here, and you can't do that.
Yeah,
Because if not, you're gonna wind up being a 7, 8 seed, 9 seed every freaking year with these other teams coming to every game, basically, and they get in the top 4 seeds.
yeah.
And I just think that the longer they prolong this is going to get worse and worse.
And the thing that bothers me is that they're like, well, I'm just mad. And you're like, well, why you mad? Because Jared Vanderbilt, man. I'm like, nigga, you blaming fucking Vanderbilt?
ah,
Like this shit is crazy, bro.
oh
This shit is
man.
going too far, bro. Like you
Oh shit.
this the thing. If a player averages 9 points per game, I expect that player to average 9 points per game. And if that player averages
Right,
9 points
right.
per game, I'm cool. But I'm not gonna expect this nigga to uptick his scoring to 17 points per game to help us. Like what? Like you know he's not capable of that. The media has really destroyed the role players, the outlook on role players. They really have. They think everybody's supposed to be a superstar. Now, I don't know if you heard these fools talking. They said, well, the Lakers need two more superstars to compete. Well, goddamn.
That was Richard Jefferson that came out and said that nine. So they checked out on the team. And see, I think like the Lakers are in a conundrum because ultimately he needs a super team to win. I mean, that's been the reality for 15 years. So the problem is now the way that they set the team up since they've given up so much to get the Anthony Davis of the world. What was happening is, let's say if they did get a third superstar, well, the other teams across the league gonna try to fleece you because they know that you ain't got no leverage. So
Yeah.
let's say you get a third superstar, you're gonna give up a ton, and you right back where you started, where you top heavy.
And no
Well,
bench.
the more right, no bench. So the more you go back and forth with trying to do this, try to do that, other teams are incrementally building themselves up position by position by
And,
position,
and the younger
and they overtake,
fans.
and they're younger, and they overtaking the conference. So all this chitter chatter about what they need, well, at this point don't even matter which way they go.
But CJB, they muddied the waters with the super teams because they think that and this is why we had a stream about super teams.
Mhm.
They with a super team, you could always me and Big Dog, and I know this is a new idea, right? But I actually thought about it, and I said, you know what? Golden State is not a super team,
No,
and I know that it sounds crazy because of the talent that's on the team. But when I thought about it, I said I can't penalize a team for adding a free agent when they got all these dudes drafted through the draft because guess what? With a super team, you always know what a super team is because they're top heavy.
They top heavy.
And you have to give up everything for a super team, meaning
Yep,
you're so stacked you can't afford anybody else.
yep.
That's a super team
That's a
because
super team.
now you know you can get to the finals based on three people.
Yep. That you see, and see that's the thing. Like you said, the only reason Gold State was able to get KD is because that new TV deal kicked in that offseason that raised the salary cap. It was like the stars line. It was like Haley's Comet. Otherwise, they never been able to get KD unless they would have traded a boatload of players to get him.
Yeah.
But because of the salary cap being raised, that's the only way that they was able to get KD. That was an anomaly. That
Yeah.
was an anomaly. But like
Yeah.
you said, the super team.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Because what I was gonna say is like even with Shaq and Kobe, right? Well, we traded for Kobe and we picked up Shaq in free agency, right? But Kobe was really like a draft pick, right?
Yeah,
But
we just took an extra step to get them.
and and we added a free agent, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is that once they hit the ground running, we were able to put all these quality, really good role players around.
Yep.
But really, they were a two-man show for the most part.
Yep.
With just guys who fit in. So we were deep, right? The Rick Foxes, the Derek Fishers, but the Robert Ory's, the Horace Grants, some years. But with a super team, it's like you're not deep. The person who comes off the bench for you, they're gonna call a bum, right? They're gonna call a bum because this player is a mid-level exception player. That's all you can afford, and that's why Eddie House got mad. Eddie House got mad, like, look, bro, I'm a role player. I do my job. Why are you guys blaming me for our losses?
Uh, And to show you that it's a flawed concept, what do they do the next year? They got a defender because super teams they not known for playing great defense.
Yep.
They try to outscore you because they top heavy. But what do? They went out there. They got a Shane Battier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, uh, and then they try to bring in a Rashard Lewis like a year later. By that time, man, San Antonio, man, they just they blew them out so bad, man. That was like a blitzkrieg out there, dog. They did
Because
them
they
in
were
the finals,
deep.
dog. Because
They
they
were
was
deep.
deep and they was well rounded. Everybody understood they raw.
And I don't know if you remember this, right? 2014, right? When they were moving the ball, that might have been one of the best Spurs teams as far as ball movement. Like probably one of the best teams ever, actually, as far as
Yeah, I
ball
think I
movement.
think they I think we did a ranking. I think Kelvin and I a couple years ago we did a ranking, and I think we had that Spurs team ranked number 10 all time.
Yeah, that Spurs team moved the ball like
Yeah,
crazy. And the thing is they tired them boys out. Why? Because they're top heavy. Them
top heavy.
dudes were running around. If you see how much energy LeBron and Wade were spending chasing the ball, because they were moving the ball so great,
Huh?
them dudes were tired. San Antonio just was moving that ball from side to side. Them boys were tired, bro. They didn't have nothing left for offense. And so
They
the yeah, so the thing is like when you got a good team that's deep like that, like they're always gonna wax a super team.
yep.
They're always gonna do
And see now with these teams figuring out too, they developing their center position. That's why they can't beat Denver.
it. Yeah,
And now OKC, they brought in a quality center who can rebound and play good defense. They could move Chet Holmgren down at the four because he's not a center. He's too thin to
yeah.
be a center.
It's too
So
skinny.
now they not gonna be able to do nothing against OKC. And they improve their defense, perimeter defense by bringing in Caruso.
Yeah.
So
Don't
now,
they have another draft pick too?
oh man, they got so many draft picks. Man. They got about like
Bro,
30. They got 30 draft picks.
them
Nah,
niggas set. They set, bro.
they
They
set for the
set.
next 10, and that's where the Lakers were at 6 years ago.
And guess what? Somebody's gonna call them the super team. Once they start being successful,
Nah, there ain't no
somebody's gonna
super
say, "Oh,
team.
that's a super team." It's sad, man.
Because that team started after they cleared out all them top Paul George and Westbrook and Oladipo and even Chris Paul. They cleared all that out. They
Yeah,
started from scratch,
yeah,
and they are. I believe they will win a championship at some point.
yeah. Oh, they got to, because now I'm gonna say Shay's on the clock, because now you're on the cusp of superstar status, right? And
Yeah,
when you have a good team around you, you gotta be expected to have a deep postseason run.
that's
Now it
true.
depends on what the other teams are looking like, but right now OKC is looking like, one of the favorites to come out the West.
It's gonna be. That's why I said, man. These teams, why Lakers was trying to go for it all now. See, after that bubble, it was all over. The gig was up after the bubble. You look at the standings every year. Phoenix, Phoenix and Utah claimed the top two seeds in the West the next year. So it was already the transition was already happening.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
Denver, now you got Minnesota. Like I said, Dallas, Memphis was number two seed 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Pelicans, if Zion can stay healthy and get in the playoffs,
Yeah.
I think they'd be scary. But
But
he just hadn't been able to play.
here's the problem with Zion. Zion to me is unstoppable. But he relies too much on off of his athleticism.
Yeah,
And when that fades, he has a window. He has a championship window that could be closing if he doesn't get it right. That's what scares me about Zion, because he has so much potential, um, that's not tapped into right now, and but it concerns me in the way his career, being overweight, and just not mentally focused all the way on basketball.
no, you're right. No, you're right, man. He said if he can get in there, because remember, not last year, but the year before, the 22-23 season, the
Hmm.
Pelicans had the best record in the West
Yep.
about halfway through. 'Cause I remember that week they beat Sacramento, Phoenix, and Denver. And,
Yep.
and Zion he was just beasting on cats, and Bi was hurt.
Yeah.
So and then they whole roster went down with injuries. If they had stayed, that's what I'm saying, man. Like I love these what these small market teams are doing, and I
Yep.
guarantee they looked at what the Lakers wind up doing, and they doing the exact opposite. They taking the Lakers blueprint, and they going all the way with it. You can see the Lakers was at the forefront of all of this.
Hmm.
They was at the forefront, and I'm not trying to rehash. I mean, what's done is done. But I
Hmm.
know if these teams out here doing it, I know we could have did it, and teams would have been like, man, how do we beat the Lakers?
Yeah.
You
But see,
see,
even if we moved on from one guy, that would have been cool.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's right. Like you assess the team. Okay, any move if they would have gave them the let's say 4 years for them to show who they are, because 4 years is not a long time. You bringing
Yeah.
in someone at 18 years old, so 4 years they 22 years old, so you know pretty much who they are. And like you said, they
Mhm.
move on from a player or two, make a move. I wouldn't be saying that because they would have had enough time to show who they are.
Yeah.
But 2 years in, nah, that's
That's devious. That's
you're not even
nasty
giving them
work.
a chance, dog.
You gave up on them
You
before they
gave
even
up on
got
them
a chance.
already.
And then my thing is, I get pissed off when you don't have nothing to show for it. Like you gave, like for example, Zubac. Man, we gave up
Oh,
Zubac for Mike Muscala. Man, we ain't had nothing to show for it.
I remember someone had texted me. It was on a Saturday morning. I be remembering this stuff, dog, because it was so brutal. And he said Zubac was traded to the Clippers. I thought he was joking.
Hmm.
When I got home, man, and I saw that firsthand, man, I like to bang my head up against the wall, man. I'm like, man, you don't trade no young center who was only 20, 21 years old.
Yeah.
And then you trade him to the Clippers. He been a starting center for the past 4 years. So he must be legit. And he was the league's number one rim protector. in the NBA last year, percentage wise. We gave that up, dog. And they can't find no center to this day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That shit was crazy, man. Cause then like I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, we're giving guys up left and right, but we're
Most
not
players,
really getting too much value for. And then these dudes who we giving up, even the players that we didn't draft, the young players that we brought in, like Malik Beasley, like these dudes are becoming KCP. They're being successful in other places. Alex Caruso, now he's a key piece in OKC.
yep.
Malik Beasley, key piece in Sacramento. You have like we have talented guys who we just let run all around the league.
Well, they
Um,
traded Zubac to free up cap space going into that next season. That's why they did it. Because it didn't make no sense. That's the
yeah,
real reason why they did it.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Because now you look at it, it's like, hey, let's try and bring in another superstar.
Yep.
But see, it ended up blowing up in their face
Going up in
because
their face.
they were better off just rolling with what they had because then when you run into a guy like Jokic, you're
So
gonna
that's why
need
I say
to
you
buy.
never know when you take the lead for granted and you think you got it made, you never know
Yep.
what you're gonna run into. And boom, Jokic,
Yep.
second round pick, he turned himself to a 3-time MVP.
And those young players, this is the thing about those young players, they allow you to still have flexibility
Yep,
financially because
yep.
they're under the rookie deal.
Yeah, that rookie deal.
So the thing is that the media keeps saying, "Well, just trade him, trade this guy, trade that." Yeah, but you're giving up flexibility, and then you're saying, "Well, Rob Palinka needs to do something." Like he can't do shit. He don't have no assets.
They want him to turn. They want him to make chicken salad out of chicken. You know what? That's basically what they asked him to do.
It's like we just like you look at guys like um Jordan Clarkson. You know, uh, guys like those guys go over there and basically the important six man. You know, for the Jazz. You know, and D'Lo went to Brooklyn, became an All Star.
Uh,
Uh,
you see what joint to joint posted about JaVale McGee whining, in which that is true. He was whining, and that's why I say when you
oh yeah, yeah,
see when you okay, you got you got a roster. 90% of your roster is homegrown drafted talent. When you bring veterans to a team like that, it's going to create conflict.
yeah.
I ain't talking about just maybe like one solid veteran. They brought in like you said the McGee's, which now McGee does play hard wherever he go, but it's just the idea of trying to bring in veterans like that. They brought in Rondo, the challenge
Hmm.
Lonzo for the starting point guard job. Then you start bringing in guys who ain't even played in the league in a year. Uh,
Yeah.
the Sean Stevenson and Michael Beasley. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So that young core was done. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They weren't gonna
Yeah,
survive that.
finish. Yep.
They was finished. Dog. Everybody else though, they built their young squad up. Now look at them.
I kind of got the hint that they were gone when LeBron got there because I was like, yeah, LeBron don't like playing with young players. So I
Oh,
knew,
that was all. It was all over. It was all
yeah,
set up.
I already knew it was a wrap. Like he
That was
gonna
a
be
wrap.
gone. But then when you look back and you say, damn, what if we would have kept Brandon Ingram, you know,
Man, if Ingram got
and
a chance to work with Kobe, dog, oh shit.
bruh, and people really don't understand. Oh, what Big Dog said? Curry would have turned them boys into championships. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Great point,
because
man.
Brandon Ingram, shoot, he's more talented than Andrew Wiggins.
Great point, big dog. Oh yeah, 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 man. And like I said, Curry, he been through the ups and downs, man. He been the highs and lows and lows. That's why when he won that title against Boston, man, he was crying. I was feeling that, dog. That's when somebody became like becoming a champion, dog.
Yeah.
And that has to be an overwhelming feeling to know that he answered all the naysayers, man. He led his team to the title, dog. No
Yeah.
questions asked.
Out of all these players, um, I think stylistically, Kyrie reminds me of Kobe the most, as far as style wise. Him, a little bit of Booker, but I think with Curry, the way Curry gets hot and takes over games reminds me of Kobe.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
just the way he just like with the Olympics, that reminded me of Kobe.
He won that gold medal for him, dog. Because
Yeah,
the other guy won't go to that shit.
yeah. I
Well,
just
that's a
like
whole nother
like the
story.
way he took over that game. It was like he had like what, two or three people on. And it didn't stop him. It didn't
Well,
stop him.
Larry
He
Bird said one of the most famous quotes ever. He say, "Everybody say they want to be the man, but when it's time to be the man, they don't want to be the man."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But hopefully, man, like I say, man, I know people want to see their team win, and once all this is over, man, Lakers never go down a route like this again. I don't think they'll do that. Well, once they can get from under the
I
claws of
think
this
it's a once
regime.
in a time. What do you call a bad empire?
Uh,
Remember, there's a Star Wars term for it. What it's like a Sith empire, like what we under right now. Like it's just
oh,
it's a fucking it's just like, yo,
yeah.
like we are under some media type of manipulation, type of weird psychological war
Is it called the
game.
Return of the Sith? Is that what that
Yeah, Return of the
Return of
Sith
the Sith? Nah,
Empire.
this
I
shit is real, man.
don't think there'll ever be a player who has this much control over the media ever again. This
No,
is
no, no. They
I
didn't
ain't never
tap that
seen no shit like this.
because the ESPN about to go under. If they don't snap out of this hex they under, the greatest
Yeah.
sports network ever will flame out.
But they really don't, like, I was looking at their last video and reading the comments, man. They don't have they have like a tiny bit of people capping for them, but most of the comments, they're pissed off. Like most of the comments is like, why are you putting this up? This is stupid, you know. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're
I
getting
mean,
bad
yeah.
feedback
So,
and they don't care. They're all in on the narrative, man.
yeah, well,
Yeah, they all in, bro. They don't care about the ratings. I ain't never seen no shit like this. They're just care their main focus is mind control. They don't care how much money they
that,
make.
that's what it is. Just cut me the check, and I'll say exactly what you want me to say.
Yeah, shit's
Cut the
crazy.
check. That's why I feel, whatever whoever's tuning in and listening to this, man, like a young cat, you know what I'm saying? I really feel bad because, you know, it's not about because I'm not gonna ever say a generation is better than the next generation. Because every generation got their own challenges and,
Yeah.
and obstacles and contributions to society and whatnot. So I will never say that.
Hmm.
But I just wish they had opportunity to grow up witnessing the level of sports talking commentary that that we had opportunity to
Yeah.
experience. It was a whole nother level. It was inspirational. Like you woke up in the morning, you couldn't wait.
Yeah. Well, one thing they forget about is basketball is about competition and who you beat and how you beat them. And basketball is about heart. And so even though uh you might be entertained, they don't have the same heart. So we as men, I think it's a natural thing as men to see who's the alpha,
Yeah,
uh, to see who's on top at the end of the day, and whoever thrives is the king, right? In that environment, and I think that we want to see that, and we haven't been getting that. I think that like guys been ducking smoke. We've been seeing guys team up, but we haven't seen guys really go head to head and battle like they used to. Um, like with Mike and Clyde, Mike had to prove um, to everybody. This guy's not on my level. Stop comparing this nigga to me.
Man, that nigga, man, I'm telling you, he put his game was so tight. He came out the box and laid down the law.
Yeah,
It didn't take long either, man.
yeah,
You kind of knew it was over then.
yeah. And that's what it's about, man. It's about competition. That's why I'm big on competition. Like who you beat, how you beat them, how they bow down to you. Cause the thing about Mike is these guys are saying they saying, yo, he's that dude. When he come through, people know what time it is, right? And like
Yep.
the respect level from the other players, uh, you know, you can't write a stat sheet for that. You can't. There's no stat sheet from the fear factor. They're afraid of you. There's no stat for that. You know, um, you already know a lot of times them dudes walk in defeated because of who he is, just straight terrorizing people, bro. Is just a different ball game. To me, that's just my opinion. It's just a different ball game when you talk about that, you know, different type of energy.
Yep.
And I think it's because of the death of the alpha male. I might do a live stream about that. The death of the alpha male.
That'd be a great idea.
Because I think there's a psychological aspect of what's going on right now. Because I think there's just like men in general are weaker, in my opinion, mentally weaker, in my opinion. They physically strong, but they're mentally weaker, in my opinion.
But when you a superstar and you join forces, man, like how can I say this? If you compromise the mentality of what a superstar is supposed to be, if you compromise it one smidget, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You start seeing a lot of this what we're witnessing over these past 10 plus years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna lead other guys to say, well, we need to do the same thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think it's being slowly cleaned up, man. Like I said, I think it's being cleaned up, and this new CBA ain't no joke. You
Yeah.
know,
There's one thing nobody could stop, and that's age.
that's
So
right.
eventually, shit's gonna go to the next generation, and it's gonna happen by force.
And people gonna be so excited about it. Ratings will go up. Watch,
Yeah, yeah,
and all these toxic voices, they'll fall to the wayside. When we'll get it back.
yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's gonna go full circle, and we're gonna start seeing players make players better.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and close this live stream out,
Oh
man.
no, man, a lot of fun, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a great. Like I said, man, that '09 team, man, that was just. I'll always cherish that team. I'll never forget that '09 championship team, man. I just had a joy watching that team all the
yeah,
way through because
and
I knew they was gonna win the title.
yep, making teammates better, man.
You know?
Making teammates better, and those teammates, they cherish those moments to this day, man. If you go watch interviews right now online about that '09 team individual players from that '09 team, listen to their stories. Listen to what they say uh, about Kobe's leadership. Despite what anybody says, the teammates know, and the
Oh,
teammates talk.
he'll get his true due. Eventually it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yep.
They just trying to hold it back right now, for obvious reasons. But it'll happen.
Oh yeah.
And they'll be like,
It's.
well, damn, they had a block of trade to keep him from winning.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because they knew he won't finish. They knew he came too close in '08. He came too close, too damn close. And then when he pulled out a rabbit out of his hat in 2010,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and they said, "Oh fuck this shit. Let's throw these three niggas together and try to get this nigga a chip." While we still can, the league was scrambling for shit.
They was panicking,
Yeah,
mass panic.
they were panicking. They couldn't deal with the boy, man. And everybody knows it. But yeah, JB, man, it's been good, man.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have to do this again, man. I'm about to hit sack, man, and lay down. Yeah. And I appreciate everybody going, uh, coming through. Subscribe to Behind the Bench Sports Network. Subscribe to the Kobe Bryant Film Room. And anything you want to say on the way out?
Oh no, man, just basically the same, man. A lot of fun rapping with your KB and everyone tuning in, man. Let's get ready for a good NBA season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go Kobe.
Hey, hey, Kobe Bean for life.
Kobe Bean for life.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man.
All right, fellas.
All right, peace.